Whether you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, you're stuck with a home and you don't know what to do, look no further than FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. Listen every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. until 11, right here on Real Radio 92.1.
The check is good, the experience is smooth, and the reviews online are wonderful at GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Football is back. Come on out as we visit Conky Joe's this Sunday for our next Miller Lite Pro Football watch party of the season as Miami takes on Buffalo. Great food and drink specials, including 2 for the price of 1 Miller Lite drafts during all televised pro football games. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Miami home game. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Conky Joe's, 3945 Indian River Drive in Jensen Beach. See you there.
90% of us don't brush long enough. Around half don't brush twice a day. And 75% brush with old, worn-out bristles. The Quip electric toothbrush fixes that. It has timed sonic vibrations that aren't like a jackhammer, a nifty cover for brushing on the go, and a wireless design that mounts to mirrors. We also deliver brush heads and supplies from $5. Choose an electric toothbrush accepted by the American Dental Association. Shop Quip from $25 and get your first refill free at getquip.com/star.
Welcome to Homestead Miami Speedway, where the sun and sand of South Beach meet the heat of NASCAR playoffs action. An Xfinity and Truck Series doubleheader on Saturday, a Cup Series playoff showdown on Sunday, and a South Florida fiesta all weekend long. Experience NASCAR Playoffs weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway, October 21st and 22nd. Get your tickets now at homesteadmiamispeedway.com.
You may not have heard the term fiduciary, but if you're working with a financial professional, it's important to know what a fiduciary means. A fiduciary, per license, has the duty to put the client's best interests first. In other words, your interests over our own. My name is Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and as a fiduciary, we must choose the best investment product available and have reasonable basis for that advice. Most financial professionals are simply paid a commission for selling you a product. Trajan Wealth is fee only, which means we're paid a low, flat fee, and that gives us incentive to grow your portfolio because our interests are aligned. If you're working with someone who is more interested in selling you a product or seems more interested in making a quick commission, then call me, Jeff Jr., and our team of fiduciaries at Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan today at 561-390-1000 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
If your stunning home has gone a little stale, it might be time to contact your local CertaPro painters. We bring the power of pro to every job. That's CertaPro's power to do the job right, the first time, every time, and the power to renovate your home without breaking down walls. Take your home from blah to booyah. Get on CertaPro's schedule today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. License information available at CertaPro.com.
Morning commutes are a real drag. But starting off your day at a racetrack with a fluffy egg and sausage stacked, melty cheese smacked, buttery biscuit backed, jalapeno packed, pepper jacked, kick in the mouth. Yeah, that tracks. Try the new pepper jacked jalapeno biscuit. Limited time only while supplies last. See store for details. Make tracks to racetrack for whatever gets you going.
Every day, you breathe in thousands of microscopic germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, helping flush out all the nasty things that make you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Cindy, a verified Navage user who writes, "I've had such awful nasal congestion for the last couple years. I bought Navage and OMG, I can breathe again. I love this thing. Goodbye neti pot, hello Navage." End quote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
We now have 2 right lanes blocked, Turnpike northbound. This crash just after Boynton Beach Boulevard. Elsewhere, not seeing any big tie-ups on 95 right now. Things are moving along pretty smoothly. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows fall is the perfect time for outdoor projects. Right now, you can keep your yard looking its best and save. Take care of leaves with leaf blowers starting at just $89.98. Lowe's knows home improvement. While supplies last, see store for details.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Morning. Did you sleep?
Still sleeping.
Morning, Sleepy Poo. You want pancakes?
Why?
Because I'm making pancakes.
Pancake surprise.
Pancake.
It's also National
Pancake
Day.
Pancake.
National Pancake
Day. Pancakes, got it.
Pancakes for everyone.
Let's start the show. I want pancakes.
Got any syrup?
It's showtime.
Color me happy. There's a sofa in here for 2.
First time in an elevator.
Penthouse. The Penthouse. Wow, great view. I bet you can see all the way to the ocean from out here.
Penthouse, top floor, got everything I need and a lot more. High ceilings, marble floor, and my penthouse.
Hey, Mr. Greek, can I get your autograph?
Hey, Greek, what's happening, pal?
I'm 6 deep behind a 4. You can't find me.
Oh my God, it's Greek!
You're listening to The Penthouse. Here's The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
Yeah, it is The Penthouse on a Tuesday. We are camping in here today. We'll explain for you guys in a couple minutes. A little crazy in our studio. A lot going on. Taylor Swift, every single place that you could look. That's all everybody talks about. Miami Dolphins will be playing Buffalo, and can you believe this week they are underdogs in that game? Monday Night Football last night, 2 games. Powerball, $835 million. If I hit, I'll still come to work on Wednesday, and so much more. Jimmy, good morning.
Hello, and good morning, Greek. Francis, a pleasure to see you both. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Good morning, Francis.
Hello, good morning.
So we were in here this morning, and there was a little bit.
We're camping?
Yeah.
Is that what because I didn't bring my tent?
Yeah.
There's a word I left out because Franny threw it in, and I would love to say it on the radio.
Which one? The one that you can't say on the radio without it being dumped?
Yeah, because that would be more perfect for the show.
Sometimes I do curse, and this was an appropriate time for me.
Yeah, it's rare. It's rare that you use profanity.
Yes. So,
it is. And there was a couple of little ants in here.
And there have been for like a week. The little tiny ones. I call them I call them piss ants is what I call them. They're like crazy ants. They're the ones that really, really small. And they've been here for like a week
What do you
or
call
so.
them?
Piss ants.
Did they put a bathroom on you?
Yeah.
Wow. Where's that come from?
No, that just means that they suck. I don't know. They're just like the little tiny one, almost like sugar. But I call them the crazy ants because their heads like move around all weird and stuff. But they're so small and only.
Well, they listen to Metallica, so they're constantly headbanging.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I listen to the show.
So
that's why they're dead.
That's why they're banging their heads. So the only, they're hard to see because they're so tiny. But sometimes I can see because they run across my computer screen. I just opened up my iPad that we launched so you can do Real TV on realradio921.com, brought to you by Monroe's of Palm Beach. That's where you can check out the 3 of us doing the show. And there was a couple of them running across, and I'm like, ugh. So I'm trying to find the source. I was like, there's got to be a source. Or maybe it's because of the rain. Maybe they're coming in. I don't know. So
I've noticed them for a couple days too,
Have you?
but it's only been 1 or 2. It's not a lot.
It's not like a huge infestation, but I looked over and I saw like 3 against the wall, and I'm like, oh, if there's that many, they're coming from somewhere.
All right, you have more over there.
So yeah, so I noticed, and sometimes when it rains a lot, it happens, but.
Sure.
And then not just that, because we don't have AC, it's hot. I was like, between the damn bugs and the heat, what am I, effing camping?
Ah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to pitch a tent for me.
No. I was like, between the bugs and the heat, like I feel like I might as well be outside camping.
I thought it was funny. And then she found it.
So then I turned on my flashlight on my phone. Well, I could have just turned on the lights because we keep it pretty dim in here. And I turned on the flashlight.
We set the mood.
And I'm setting it. And I do have to give props for Greek because I'm the roach killer at my house, or my husband won't do it. Like I will, but this I would not touch. It was I don't think it was that old. It looked pretty fresh. It was a fresh lizard carcass right behind me. So that might be the source of these ants coming through. I don't know. But I will say I was very impressed. Without hesitation, Greek came over and he picked it up with a paper towel and threw it away. Without hesitation.
All right.
Yeah, and I was
Greek.
making the vomit, and I think that grossed him out even more. I'm like,
I can't take it
because it was like half a body.
Oh yeah.
And I think he lost it more than from me making that noise, and he did the actual carcass itself.
Yeah, there's two things I can't handle. You know the other one. And you're like, I'm like, I got it. Don't worry about it.
I make that noise, and he was like, oh my God, stop. It's not the lizard that bought him, it's my noises.
It's that.
Yeah.
Oh God, I was just like, I got it. Don't worry about it. I didn't care what it was.
I know he did. I think if he would have thought about it, he'd been like, no. But he went in because he heard me making those noises, and he was like, she's gonna lose it.
I did. I said she's gonna flip out. Like 2 after 10. No show today. I was like, let me get this thing. I don't care if it was a dead kangaroo. I would have went over there and got it. I was like, let me get this.
Well, that might be a bit difficult to remove.
And I'm pretty sure we would have noticed that. Pretty sure.
It is a little warm in here too.
Flies.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So go to Real TV. Check us out in studio. Francis, Jimmy, and myself. Franny and I are camping. Jimmy's working, but you can check us out.
Oh, it's going to start a fire over here.
How are you?
Camping,
nice there,
get some mushrooms and get some marshmallows and some mushrooms.
What kind of trip are you trying to have?
Bringing you and Aaron Rodgers with me, and we're going to have a good time.
Oh my God! Somebody better call Aaron Rodgers.
Marshmallows.
Joe Willie Namath, the legend, our local neighborhood kingpin. He went off on the Jets yesterday, and he said, "I've seen enough with the Jets and Zach Wilson. Get rid of him." So if Zach is...
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to hurt.
That's definitely got to hurt.
Oh, man.
He's getting it from everywhere.
I know. Poor kid. I mean, I get it, right? I mean, if you're not what the Jets need, but God, that's still got to just definitely bruise that ego big time.
And then the other night, Sunday, he was walking off the field, and on YouTube and Instagram, whatever, they have videos of him walking off. And, people are brutal. Like, you hear people yelling stuff that I can't even say on the radio.
From the stands? You mean down to him?
Yeah. When he's walking off.
Yeah, I can only imagine what that is.
Oh, yeah. And just, like, a couple things, I was like, wow. Something about his mom and him and just, like, fans, like, just...
Sure.
And he's just kept his head down. He's just walking into the tunnel. What do you do? You really shouldn't respond,
No,
honestly.
you shouldn't.
But it's tough. I mean, and then when Joe Willie goes after you, the icon... And just like, I've seen enough. He was on a show yesterday. He's like, get rid of him. And I was like, wow. Yeah, the Jet fans.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, it is. The Jet fans. And you can't go anywhere without hearing about Taylor Swift and her Kansas City Chiefs. And Kelsey's jersey went up 400% yesterday, which is crazy.
I did read that. Yeah. And then there's like this latest trend on TikTok where girls are like purposely trying to take off their boyfriends by saying that Taylor Swift made him.
Yeah.
And then the guys are like, what? He's been around.
For years.
Like nobody knew who he was until but they're doing it on purpose just to irritate their guys.
Yeah. The last year or so he's become mainstream. He really has. He's taken over for Gronk.
Yeah. And he has, and he did SNL, but and I'm not one to watch the dating shows. Even we're going to talk about one I might be interested in later on in the show.
Oh, yeah, me too. I already signed up for it.
Did you?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that, but he was on a dating show a while ago too.
Yeah.
And so I think it was one of the popular ones? Travis, do you know off the top of your head?
No, I didn't. I don't recall that.
No, a couple years ago he was on a dating show.
Yeah.
Yeah, something Bachelor or something like that.
Right.
I don't remember
No,
which
I think
one.
it was like his own. It was Catching Kelsey. He had his own show where women were trying to date him.
Oh, wow.
Called Catching Kelsey.
Yeah, he's got a very good personality.
And it was 50 women from 50 states going after him. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
It was right quarter past.
I don't recall that one.
I don't think it did that well. I don't think it's why you caught it.
Yeah.
I think it was like, whoop, whoop. Scoop.
Yeah, it was on. What was it on? What? Because maybe that's why. Like, it may not have been on a mainstream
like
a
channel.
Hulu or something like that.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, but again, it's ESPN. Everywhere you go, you hear about her. And then there's rumors in TMZ that she snuck out in a popcorn, like a little container. That's how she got out of the suite. But she walked into the stadium pretty young, nobody really noticed her. She went through a VIP section, but nobody really went crazy.
Yeah, that's what I didn't, when you were telling me this morning, I didn't quite understand, like, the whole idea of what that was supposed to mean. I mean, you would think that she has easy means of egress and,
Well, I think when she was leaving the suite, like when they started.
You mean between the suite and wherever they're.
Yeah, when she was walking out. Because when they said supposedly they didn't know until like 15 minutes before game time that she was coming. So,
really?
Yeah, that's what the article I read.
Interesting. You would have thought that would have been something that was planned by them.
Well, I guess maybe he knew, but whatever.
Oh, I'm sure personnel at the stadium
got
knew.
it.
Yeah. And then when they started showing her on TV, that's
Right.
when they said the fans started like,
Right.
And again, that's not really her demographic, obviously football fans, but I'm sure there's a lot of women there who are fans.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it seems like it's everybody's. He's before this and before them dating, I mean, he was a legit fan of her music. And so you see, look at the crowds that are at her concerts.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of dudes there. And I know sometimes their wives and girlfriends make them go, but sometimes they're just guys that just want to be there.
I don't know if I would. I don't know. Like if another guy be like, "Hey, you want to go see Taylor Swift?" Maybe. I don't know. I mean, because that's an expensive ticket. That is not cheap.
Oh, it's not your genre of music, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not mine either. I certainly wouldn't go to it. Not because I don't think she's talented. I think she's incredibly talented, but it's just not my type of music. But
Yeah, I guess
I'm sure there's plenty of guys out there that like that.
Yeah, if a girl asked me, "Hey, I want to go," like anything else, I'd probably be like, "Okay, if you want to go."
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, a wife, whatever it may be.
Oh, there's plenty of artists that I don't really. They're not again my key demo, but if my wife wanted to go, I'd take her. Sure, yeah of course.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with these two, whether it fizzles out or gets pass interference. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, and I love you guys. Thank you so much. Already, we have 3 text messages that know exactly what kind of ants we have in our studio.
They're not peas? Right?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
They're not piss ants?
No, they're not piss ants.
I didn't think they were, but I'm not up on my.
That's not
ants.
the technical term for it, but we have a couple
Sugar ants?
says Franny, I have been in pest control in Palm Beach County for 10 years. 100% you are seeing ghost ants. The bodies are actually transparent. That's why the heads stand out so much. But they said they're after moisture. So often you see them around sinks and kitchens and in bathrooms. So maybe we got a little moisture. Because they said when it rains a lot, sometimes we get them. So we might have something going on with the windows. Somebody else. Oh, and to add on to this, they said fun facts about ghost ants. If they eat grape jelly, they turn purple. If they eat strawberry jelly, they turn red because their bodies are clear. So I guess that makes sense, right?
But it's very interesting.
So interesting.
Oh, my God.
Now, did you say that they come for the moisture?
Yes, I said moisture.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
I
I'm
did.
very surprised
Yes,
that
yes,
word
I
moist
did.
came out of your mouth.
And then we have again from your description, Franny, it sounds like ghost ants. They are the small sugar ants that are half clear. So same thing, I guess. Yeah, never knew this. They are attracted to sweets and sugar and rain. It says and rain will cause them to seek higher ground too. They said best thing I found are the tarot liquid bait traps, which I actually think I have some at home. I'll bring those with me.
Do you want to switch seats?
They like sweet things. They're all over this. They're in Jimmy's studio too. It's not like I said. It's not like overwhelming, but
Okay, well, if we want you to be comfortable.
but thank you. I know. I have a feeling if I move my computer over there, I'll probably still see them. You just don't have a bright screen in front of you where they would pop out.
I don't see any over here right now.
Yeah, and I don't right now either. But I did this morning when I opened up my tablet and a couple over here. So.
Well, there was a bunch by the lizard, though.
Yeah.
They were all hanging out.
Yeah, so hopefully now that Mr. Lizard's gone.
They're like, let's go, G-Man.
Yeah, hopefully Mr.
They had
Lizard's
Taylor
gone.
Swift
They're
on.
gone.
They were like, bet the Chiefs and win the Super Bowl 6-1. If they keep winning and she's involved with it, oh my God. I don't think they're going to make the season, but we'll see what happens. I'm sure there's odds on that you can bet.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, the two of them together?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's got to be.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's very busy, too.
You know what? I hope so. Just because I root for love. How about that?
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
Maybe this is the one that lasts for her.
Yeah, you never know. And if she does break up or they break up, I wonder if she would write a song.
Well, you know they're going to start doing digging like they always do.
Yeah.
With her last boyfriend, they found something that he said about women that they're like, how Taylor Swift should not stand for this because she's all about women power. How could you? They're going to start doing some digging.
She's had a nice all-star cast of guys.
Yeah.
I mean, she's digging.
But I'm saying digging on Kelsey.
Yeah, I'm sure if they look at Kelsey looks like a typical guy. He just does to me. Just a normal guy.
He's outgoing though.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he said anything derogatory towards women in his past, you know it's going to come up.
Oh, you're probably right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't
And those
say.
Swifties will come in full force.
Oh, God. He better make sure he knows what he's getting into.
Well, that 400% increase in sales isn't new Kelsey fans.
No way. No way.
Just because he's doing well this year, since he's got back, since week 2.
No. He's had a great
exactly
career.
where that's coming from. And hey, again, nothing wrong with it. That's great.
It's great for the NFL.
Yeah, sure is. They love it.
That's right. The more money, the better. And it's what it is for the NFL too. They're getting more people in a different audience that maybe didn't even watch football. Who knows? But she's everywhere. I mean, I've heard it constantly from yesterday. People talking about it, and she was at the game and the Chief game, and nobody even talks about the score.
More clips are popping up. I don't know if you saw, like there's a bunch over there, but where she's actually like chest bumping somebody that's in the crowd when he scores.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
in the suite.
In the suite, yeah.
And she was with his mom, and this and that, which is cool.
This is just the beginning.
Oh yeah.
This will go all the way to the Super Bowl if they make it.
She'll become they already got Usher, so I guess a no halftime show.
Well, she's already said no, right?
Yeah.
She might change her mind now.
Oh, no, if they're playing, she's just going to be there as a guest.
Yeah, she's going to be there. Maybe she'll do the national anthem. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142, or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com. There was a couple games last night, Monday Night Football. Tampa played in the pouring rain.
Yeah, I guess there were. Boy, they were boring.
I was like, there was?
They were snooze fests. I watched highlights in case we were going to talk about it today. I'm like, well, that was boring.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great.
And that was the highlights that I watched.
And you were bored with that. Yeah, it wasn't too great. But 2 games. Again, ABC, we talked about it, signed up for 10 more weeks. So that's going to help them.
It's still better than what they would have had, which is reruns or something. I imagine at this point.
I think I don't know what they. It's going to draw better than even if they had new shows. Yeah, I really do. Mm-hmm. I mean, the NFL draws. I mean, they just do. People love it. They like to watch it. They bet on it. Fantasy, the whole thing.
Well, speaking of new shows, I guess we got a tentative agreement for the writers, huh?
Yeah.
Looks like they'll be coming off. Matter of fact, I think they stopped picketing today, from what I read.
Oh, good.
I know. I cannot.
It's still tentative, though.
It is. We have nothing. Yeah. It's not 100% yet. I mean, this could totally just not go through, and then they're still on strike.
We don't even know what's in the agreement, but apparently it's got to be strong enough for them to stop. And they had quite a few demands. So
that's
good,
great.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. And now the actors, this SAG, they're still on strike, though, I think.
Well, if one handles it, maybe the other one will too.
I have a feeling that's what will happen. They'll follow suit.
Mm-hmm. I think that's good. You don't want to see people out of work. That sucks in any capacity. So hopefully they can work out there. They've been out a long time. Since when? Last April?
May? I thought, right? Is it
something like that?
May?
April? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, when late night's on every night, those are, and I don't know, or those are repeats every night?
I'm assuming so, right? Because none of them they don't have any writers to write for them.
And then when they do, like I know Drew Barrymore, whatever, she's got a daytime show, but like when they decided to go live, they got so much crap that they were like, all right, never mind. Because people, so a majority of them day and night.
They should be able to do a show without writers. Sorry.
Reruns.
Yeah, I think they should be. I guess they don't want to cross the picket line to look at it.
I think there's a little bit more because they say it's the writer's strike, but I mean, does that include like the stagehands, the cameramen, and people like that as well, or is it only writers? I mean, I'm asking because I really don't know.
I thought, and I don't know either. I thought it was just the writers,
Me too.
But I could be. I think that's a different union, but I could be wrong.
Okay,
so I'm not one to speak about it because I don't know, but I thought it was just the writers.
Okay.
And I also thought as host that you should be able to do talk shows. And you bring somebody on, talk to them about what's going on. What are you pushing?
Oh, Bill Maher was about to do it until he got backlash, and then he backed away from it.
Yeah, because he said the same thing.
Another one, yeah.
And you would think, but sometimes these hosts aren't, I mean, that they need their writers to help get them through a show.
Sure. I know.
They may not have enough creative content in their head or be able to just freely ask questions like that.
And that's pretty sad because they're getting paid millions of dollars.
Or do a monologue,
But that's the difference is like a Kimmel and Fallon. They do skits. They do all kinds of different things. Where like a Bill Maher, he goes out, he's got a list of topics, and he interviews people. It's I think it's a little bit different type of a show.
Yeah, I think they all have opening monologues, which they do. But for the most part, they interview.
Yeah, but Bill Maher, he can write his own stuff. He doesn't need a writer for his comedy and his jokes.
And you would think someone like a Seth Meyer and stuff like that would, because they're writers too.
Yeah, sure.
But maybe that's why, because he's on the writer's side, because he is a writer himself.
Yeah,
true.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, there are a couple unknowns we don't know. If you guys, anybody out there listening does know, call us. 877-927-6969. I think they should be able to do a show, but it is what it is. It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. We'll come back with This Day in History and a trifecta. Peace.
Real radio is the news junkie.
I would not expect. I always thought the bees would be in like their bee thing, the hive.
The scientific term.
Yeah, their bee thing. The bee thing.
Sabrina, you're talking to the guy that called them NASA people earlier.
They are NASA people.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The biggest stars in all of music share the stage at our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Brought to you by Capital One.
Let me hear you.
Foo Fighters,
Fall Out Boy,
Kelly Clarkson,
Kane Brown,
Lil Wayne,
Lil Durk, Lenny Kravitz,
Miguel,
Public Enemy,
Sheryl Crow,
Travis Scott, Tim McGraw,
TLC.
30 Seconds to Mars.
The most massive live music event of the year.
See all the action now at iHeartRadio.com/festival and get ready to relive it with an iHeartRadio Music Festival special.
Streaming on Hulu next month.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
We now have 2 right lanes blocked, Turnpike northbound. This crash just after Boynton Beach Boulevard. Elsewhere, not seeing any big tie-ups on 95 right now. Things are moving along pretty smoothly. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by The Mark Moss Show.
The end of the International Monetary Order is here, but does that mean we'll be using CBDCs? I'm Mark Moss, helping you navigate the decentralized revolution. Listen to The Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's the Greek. Your smile's the first thing people see, and I have the guy who can give you that $1 million smile.
Thanks, Greek. I'm Dr. Ernest Orfanos, a board-certified periodontist, and I can give you that perfect smile. My staff and I will make you feel comfortable and relaxed during your procedure. We do what's called Teeth in a Day, where you get implants and teeth that very same day, all phases of dental implants. And as a multi-specialty office, we are capable of meeting and exceeding all of your needs. Please call our office at 561-477-7171.
Football is back. Come on out as we return to Charlie's this Saturday for our next Coors Light college football watch party of the season as Florida takes on Kentucky. Great food and drink specials, including $10 pitchers and $3 bottles of Coors Light during all live college games. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to the upcoming Florida-Georgia game in Jacksonville. Kickoff is at noon. Charlie's Neighborhood Bar and Grill, 400 Southeast Parrott Circle in Stewart. See you there.
When a person is injured in a place of business or is the victim of a crime in those same places, what happens immediately afterwards is so very important. Let me explain. When you're injured or attacked in these places, you can make a claim, but it's on you to prove that the situation that caused your injury was known or should have been known by those in charge. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. So here's what's important, and here's what we do. The sooner we can get our SWAT team out to investigate, the better. And listen, those responsible will work fast to repair and even hide what happened. And if you can't prove your case, you can't win your case. Time is of the essence. I even recommend having someone go back with their cell phone to take pictures before you hire us. Don't let delay cost your family. Our injury SWAT team is ready to roll 24 hours a day. Injured? Dial Pound Law on your cell. Pound Law, that's all. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Welcome to Homestead Miami Speedway, where the sun and sand of South Beach meet the heat of NASCAR playoffs action. An Xfinity and Truck Series doubleheader on Saturday, a Cup Series playoff showdown on Sunday, and a South Florida fiesta all weekend long. Experience NASCAR Playoffs weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway, October 21st and 22nd. Get your tickets now at homesteadmiamispeedway.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life. In office, West Palm Beach.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers, anywhere from when we have a live event, there be customer events ahead of that. We will do sound check parties so that only Capital One cardholders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without the relationship iHeart has with the artists, with venues to create these really exclusive events. Festivals that iHeart puts on gives Capital One the ability to create those moments. People are passionate about their favorite artists, and so we try to tap into that together.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
A lot of schools talk about training the cybersecurity workforce of the future, but do they really deliver? My Computer Career has been supplying the IT workforce with thousands of skilled, certified pros for 15 years. Train with the experts in support, networking, or cybersecurity and start your career in months, not years. Upskill even faster. On campus or live online, qualified students may get financial aid, including the GI Bill. My Computer Career. Accredited, acclaimed, effective. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Find the brands, inspiration, and great value you need to own your style at Macy's VIP sale. Going on now. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off fall trends and updates. Plus 15% off go-to beauty, skincare, and fragrances. Plus shop specials and find great deals on top brands at Macy's VIP sale. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi, this is Dr. Brad Schaefer. As a podiatrist, I can tell you no two people's feet are alike, which is why I recommend Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotic inserts. They're customized for your feet, so you get a unique solution your feet really need, not just a one-size-fits-all insole. They're clinically proven to provide pain relief for achy feet, knees, lower back, plantar fasciitis, and heels. Take the Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotics assessment in Walmart today, now in the foot care aisle.
MVP's bonus days are back at Lowe's. Shop Klein Tools and get 5 times the bonus points. Lowe's knows pros. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid 9/18 through 9/29, subject to change. DeWalt offer valid through 10/11.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are partly cloudy as we continue to move through our Tuesday morning. Temperatures are headed up into the 80s. Our highs are in the upper 80s this afternoon. More scattered showers and thunderstorms return once again as well. Heavy downpours and localized flooding will be our biggest threats. Could see some gusty winds within some of the stronger storms, and we will see more rainfall returning again tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Mine the depths of God's Word and ignite your faith with Pray.com's new podcast, The Heartbeat of Faith, with me, Dr. Andrew Farley.
The beast raged against him, but he was not equal to the Lord of Lords. God's chosen hero, the Messiah, Jesus Christ, had defeated evil once and for all.
Listen to The Heartbeat of Faith on the iHeartRadio app.
To Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station.
No sleep till!
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, it's Real Radio, Real Talk, here to Brooklyn. Like you just heard, it is The Penthouse on a Tuesday. Might rain this afternoon. and it might not. I just gave you a weather report, and I'm not getting paid for it. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
Good afternoon, Francis.
Hi, good morning.
Let's get an update on the piss ants. Are we good so far?
Yeah, so far so good.
All right, cool.
Any uncles?
We're going to do a
Piss uncles? No.
Everybody's pissed. Everybody's pissed who had Denver. Now it's time for This Day in History and a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creepy Trifecta.
Yankees played their last home game of the season at Yankee Stadium. They did win 6-4 over Arizona. That does help the Marlins because that's one of the teams the Marlins are competing with Arizona to get that last wild card spot. And this is the last week of the season. The Marlins are still alive for one of the wild card spots. So hats off to the Marlins for having a good season. The Miami Dolphins are traveling to Buffalo this week, and they're getting 2.5 points. Miami was 22-1 to win the Super Bowl before the season started, which is only a few weeks ago. And now they are 9-1 at Caesars this morning. So big change. People do love the Dolphins now because they're a great success. And other teams in the NFC, AFC are looking bad, like the Jets, like the Chargers, the Bengals. Teams that they thought might give the Dolphins some competition are really just being nixed out one by one. But we'll see. It's a long season. And last night, Monday Night Football, there was 2 games you might not have noticed because they were pretty boring, as Jimmy said. Bengals won 16-13, and the Eagles went down to Tampa and ran all over the Tampa Bay Bucks, 25-11. And the Eagles are 3-0. One of the only 3 teams in the NFL that are undefeated are the Eagles, the Niners, and the Miami Dolphins. And that is your first trifecta of the day. And now it's over to Jimmy for This Day in History.
On this day in history.
All right, crack her up. There's the old time machine. We're hopping in, and we are traveling back 443 years. We ended up in the year 1580, and after nearly 3 years at sea, English Admiral Francis Drake, no relation to the singer, arrived in Plymouth Harbor, England, completing his circumnavigation of the world.
Wow, 3 years.
95 years ago, yeah, I think you could get a faster ship. You know? Maybe next time the guys would row a little bit faster.
That's a long time to be at sea.
95 years ago today, in 1928, something that would evolve and have a major impact on what we do for a living. Work begins at Chicago's new Galvin Manufacturing Corporation. 2 years later, Galvin would introduce the Motorola radio. It was the first mass-produced commercial car radio. By the way, that name has 2 parts. The motor, of course, is evoked from car, motor, while the Ola derived from Victrola and was supposed to make people think of music. 63 years ago today, 1960, the first televised presidential debate took place in Chicago between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon.
That's the one Nixon looked real bad. Remember they were saying about it? He had like a shadow and everything like that.
Yeah.
A shadow?
Yeah, like a
5 o'clock shadow?
Yeah, and he looked really
He's sweating a lot.
Okay.
That type of thing.
It wasn't like the groundhog where you have a shadow. You got a shadow.
Yeah.
Like a shadow.
Well, that's why most groundhogs are named Richard. 61 years ago today, 1962, the Beverly Hillbillies debuted on CBS. It was the #1 show on TV during its first 2 seasons.
Wow.
59, we had a couple of TV shows start today. 59 years ago today, 1964, Gilligan's Island debuted on CBS. Of the 7 castaways, only Ginger is still with us.
Oh.
So, of course, we have to ask the famous question, Franny, Skipper or Gilligan?
Is that the famous question? You got me.
55 years ago today, 1968, Hawaii Five-0 debuted on CBS. Another show that debuted 1 year later in 1969, The Brady Bunch debuted on ABC. Here's a little sports for you, Greek. 52 years ago today, 1971, the Baltimore Orioles pitcher Jim Palmer won his 20th game of the year. He would become that, and because of that, he became the 4th Orioles pitcher to win 20 games in the 71 season. That hadn't been done since 1920 when the Chicago White Sox fielded 4 20-game winners.
It's never been done since.
And not since, huh?
No, that's the record still. It was Pat Dobson, him, Dave McNally, and Mike Quare.
Man, that's unbelievable, huh?
420. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You never
Yeah.
see that today because they don't pitch that much.
Yeah, well, that's the other
5
thing,
innings,
too.
bye.
37 years ago today, in 1986, one of Greek's favorite movies of all time came out. Crocodile Dundee was released starring Paul Hogan. That's not a knife.
That's a knife.
There you go. 33 years ago today, in 1990, the Motion Picture Association of America announced the debut of the NC-17 rating, which would replace the naughty-sounding X ratings. Finally, 14 years ago today, in 2009, Roman Polanski was arrested in Switzerland on a warrant related to charges of having sex with a minor. The Swiss rejected the United States request to extradite him and released him the following year. And that's what happened on September 26th in our history.
Thank you, Jimmy. We do it once a show. We reflect on the actual day that we're in. And if you have anything you ever want to add to it, you could call us, text us, or drop Jimmy an email and say, hey, on this day. And then we would always put it in our situation.
So, yeah, I teased a little bit about a dating show because we were talking about Travis Kelce, how he had a dating show back in the day. I think it was like 2016 or 2017. And this one is, I am not one. I don't watch The Bachelor. I don't watch all those, Bachelor in Paradise. There's all kinds of dating shows that are out there. Never been my cup of tea. But this one I may tune into this.
Shocker.
Only issue is that I do not have Max, which I'm guessing is Cinemax. Is that what they call Max now?
Max
Cinemax?
is HBO.
It's HBO.
It was
Max.
HBO Max, and now they just call it
So
Max.
now it's just Max.
Yeah,
I didn't know if it was Cinemax because hearing this, remember back in the day, Cinemax we used to call Skinemax because it would get a little soft porny.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Cinemax and HBO combine at one time?
You could be right
in the
Jimmy.
past.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's where the HBO Max where it came from. I'm
could
not.
be.
I'm not
I think I have
100% sure.
I have it at my house.
Yeah.
HBO, yeah.
Yeah. I think it was like it comes with it, I think.
What's the show? There's a show on there that I think you were really into at one time, and I can't think of what it is.
The NBA show about the Lakers?
Maybe was that it?
Yeah, that was on there, winning season, which was pretty cool. They stopped it, though, after 2 seasons.
Right.
Yeah. Did you see you talking about that? Was there another show? No, that was Showtime. I was talking about Billions. Did you watch that Billions show or no?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That was on there one time, wasn't it?
Showtime.
That was, I believe you're right. I think that was Showtime.
Was it Showtime? But no, so this is a new dating show, and it sounds somewhat brutal, but entertaining at the same time. So it's called Naked Attraction. And this has already been going on in the UK, but they are bringing it over here. So they said it is a notorious dating show, and it's been on since 2016. So they're adding it to Max.
Okay.
So it's been playing over there, and now it's coming our way. And so the premise of the show, they say, is pretty simple. In each episode, a single, what they call chooser, critiques and eliminates 6 potential dates that are standing
Get nude, please.
on
get
a
nude.
stage by scrutinizing their fully nude bodies.
Wow, that's tough.
Is that not tough?
That's hard.
Which are, it sounds terrible, but like, one of those things, like, I still kind of want to watch it. Which are gradually, can you imagine though being picked apart? Like, oh God, that's got to suck.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh, wow. You want to choose those words different?
Well, I mean, it's got to be tough. You're up to. I mean, but you're a contestant, so you know you're going to get beat up.
Yes, and you got to know what you're signed up for, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm sure the ones who signed up think like they are like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they said that these scrutinizing their fully nude bodies, which are gradually revealed one part at a time.
Oh, okay.
The faces are revealed last.
Oh, wow. That's unusual.
They said when only 2 potential dates remain, the chooser then strips out of their own clothes, allowing the remaining 2 contestants to critique them.
Ah, okay. I thought the chooser was also naked, but
Yeah, no,
that
it
doesn't
will.
happen until the end.
Until 2 remain. So it starts out with 6, goes down to 2, and the 2 remain. Then the chooser goes naked, and then those 2 get to critique them. Wow. And then they said the final couple then gets to go out on a date with their clothes on, mind you. You're not going anywhere. But this is something I'm curious. Would you ever put yourself in this position to be on this dating show?
No.
Like, do you think you got it to where you'd be like, yeah, I'll stand in front of people naked and let them 100% critique me?
Yeah, I think that takes big stones, and I'm sure they're going to pay people big money to try to do it.
I don't need anybody to tell me what I look like naked. It's not good. I know. I already know that. I mean, I don't mind being naked in front of people. That doesn't bother me.
Well, so you could do it. You're very self-aware, and it doesn't bother you.
Yeah, I just think that'd be tough to do that. And then the scrutiny, then social media, then you're out there, and woo. I mean, it is an icebreaker. That's for sure.
Did you watch the trailer of it that was on the link there?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you kind of get an idea. I mean, these so far, the dudes that they showed and what little bit that they could show, at least on that trailer that we watched, I mean, these guys are in really good shape.
Yes.
I mean, they're, very muscular, six-pack, pecs, the whole 9 yards.
Yes, and they do. Like on the trailer, they blur out their bottom half.
Yeah.
So you can't really see. But of course, the girls are attractive. The guys are, from what you can see, right? You can't see their face, but they show their back. They got to turn around. They got to do front and back. They got to turn around for them. They got to show them the front.
But their private parts are blacked out?
Well, no, I mean, on the trailer. I don't know. On Max, because it's HBO, you're allowed to show nudity, right?
Can you show that?
I don't know.
Kind of nudity? I don't know.
I mean,
I would imagine it'd be okay.
Maybe if it's late night. Yeah, there's a certain time on it, Max, where
after
you can.
11, maybe? I don't know. But if that's it, I'm going to cancel my subscription.
You're like, if I can't have nudity, I don't want it.
I'm out.
But they said, there's been some, what they said, numerous, somewhat understandable viewer complaints, but the show has still been successful enough. And this was on like a basic channel in the UK because, they're a little bit more free. Channel 4. Yeah. They said it earns itself a seven seasons and counting. So it's been doing pretty damn good.
Yeah.
They say the most recent season premiered in the UK of April last year. And they say currently Max is streaming the first 6 seasons of the series. So you can already watch now.
I'm sure every season it's inching up in ratings.
Oh, damn it.
Just can't get there. They're a producer room. That's what they're telling them. How we doing in ratings? We're inching up every year. Every year we're going up a little bit more.
One of my favorite movies. So this brings me to, and I'm curious out there, text 47142. Would you put yourself through that? Would you let somebody scrutinize you and critique your body in order to be on it? And like I said, they reveal you like body part by body part until eventually your face is revealed at the end.
It's the whole world, though, not just the show.
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely the whole world.
Yeah, I mean, then everybody knows who you are.
And ultimately, the idea is that you end up the chooser chooses the one that they want to go out on a date with at the very end, and it can only be one out of the whole. It starts with 6, I think, right?
Yes.
Did I see
6 and then to 2?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So going from dating to maybe things aren't going that well, or you're suspicious of your man. The fact that it's come to this, and this isn't a new concept. So there is a new term out there called loyalty tester. Have you heard of this?
No.
So basically what this loyalty tester does, it's somebody who has put their services out there on social media.
I've heard this. We talked about this.
Yes. They put their services out there on social media to see if somebody, to message or go into somebody's DMs to see if somebody may take the bait and be and not be faithful.
Yeah, this has been around for a long time. We have a name for it now on social media.
Yes, of course. There's always a name, right? It's always going to come about. But yeah, so this is the latest thing, and people are talking about like that they do pretty okay being this loyalty tester. And God, I know that there's so many opportunities out there and people do anything to make money too when it comes to this, but I just do not want to be the person who would get in the middle of a relationship. But that's the thing, you got to have confidence in yourself to be this person, right? To say like, I think that if anybody can get your significant other to cheat on you, it's going to be me.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't even know if it's common. You're getting paid because you're getting paid either way, right?
Yeah. And you don't know the people, right?
So I don't think it takes confidence. Just that's your job. I'm going to put my picture out there, and if your boyfriend or girlfriend comes on after me, that's your drama. You're paying me either way. I think it's pretty good for them. I think it sucks because some people get a little attention, and all of a sudden, you fall for it, and then you find out you're getting scammed. You're screwed. So guys out there,
and girls, and girls.
It's almost like the whole thing when we talk about, and it's a different scenario, but like when these guys get girls to come up to them in the middle of the night or 2 o'clock in the morning, they hit on them, and they take their Rolexes. If it seems unusual, it is unusual.
And that's the thing. They're like loyalty testers are becoming a trending thing. And as I mentioned, that's where someone offers their services for pay. And they sometimes they say they'll just do it for the fun of it. They don't even get paid. They'll just for blanks and giggles, to hit up the significant other of someone else to see if they respond to their advances. Someone who is a loyalty tester, her name is Mon, says that 26 out of 30 targets fall for this guy's tricks.
This is
the dude. Said when his services are requested. Another provider says she charges just over $8 per target, but she's contacted for hire over 100 times a day. 100 times a day.
That's well, I guess it doesn't take a lot of time, right? You just send a private DM and that's it.
And you probably can copy and paste that sucker and just send it.
Yeah.
To the same person or to different people.
But the thing that I don't understand, I guess these are, again, very attractive people. But I think you could put anybody, a friend you have or somebody like that, to do that to your boyfriend or girlfriend, and they might go for it.
Well, but here you don't have to put your friend into the crosshairs of it. Yeah.
Why would you want to do that to your friend?
But I'm saying like somebody you know. You're not paying then. Like, you know what I mean? Say I was dating somebody and I wanted to test them. I could get you. I get somebody I know.
Right.
But
then that puts that person into the middle of your relationship.
Into your drama. Nobody wants that.
What do you want? Get a cigar. I'm just trying to save you $8. I mean, some people are just not loyal. They're going to go for anybody is what I'm trying to say. But if they're getting 100 times a day, God bless her. She's making some good cash. She definitely
And it's
is.
young. Most of the clients are ages, and that's the thing. Young and secure. I think the older you get, not always, not blanket statement, maybe a bit more secure with yourself, relationship. Because these people, she said most of her clients are 16 and 25, between 16 and 25.
I believe it.
So young.
Yeah, and they're more on social media, I think, obviously, than somebody maybe in their 40s or 50s or something like that. But yeah, it's a bad situation. And then the other thing is if you're going to hire somebody, then that's got to be the line in the sand. Because if you see that, then you got to be, I'm done. Because what's the sense if you're like, wow, they really didn't cheat. They just got involved. You know what I mean? They just said hi. And I can see people doing that. Like, I've heard it with people who have done stuff. And they're like, well, everybody makes a mistake. So you got to be pretty. And you got to have, like you said, a hunch that something's going on. I mean, because that's why I would think you would
unless you're crazy and you just want to just ruin your relationship for no reason, then whatever.
Yeah, there's that aspect of it as well.
Which I bet there are people like that.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm sure there's people like that.
Very, 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 very insecure people, and they just want to, again, the word testing, you know.
So many guys on the text line at 47142 are wondering on that naked dating show if the men prepare themselves or if they're at ease. And I know that they're guys. Another person says,
no pun intended.
Franny, on the naked dating show, are the guys allowed to get erect? If so, I'll watch. Like, nobody cares about the women. We watched a naked dating game in Iceland 2 years ago. Really crazy game, but couldn't stop watching it, according to the text line. So they've watched it before.
Question, and if you said this, I apologize. Is it always guys and then the one female picking, or can it be women and then there's a guy picker?
I think it does both. I think
it does.
Yeah,
okay, all right. I wasn't 100% sure on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think people would be intrigued with it. I'm sure. Anything naked people.
Well, that's because they want to hear the
juice.
The scrutiny. You know, I mean, talk about. Everybody's gonna go. Yeah. How big is it?
Right. So we have AJ
picking on that.
Says, I've watched a couple episodes of the UK Naked Attraction show because, of course, I have.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
The episodes I watched are a guy choosing from naked women. The curtain lifts up a little at a time per elimination round and starts with the feet, then ends up to the knees, then the crotch, then the boobs, and the face. Also, when the guy gets naked, the couple episodes I saw, the guys are packing. So what do they care? I mean, I guess if you put yourself in that situation, you got to be confident in yourself.
Yeah.
Even if you're not packing, but maybe in their head they think they are.
Yeah. That could just come from people you're with. You know,
I was just in the pool.
It's so cold in here.
It's freezing.
Shrinkage.
I mean, you know, every neighborhood's different. They might be with somebody and say, wow, that's huge. Then they get on TV and they're like,
So
if you got 6 naked women up there, well, no wonder it's going to be very popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
But and naked dudes. So from the sound of this, it sounds like yes. I think our answer is yes, completely nude.
Yep.
From what we're getting on the text line.
Yeah. All right. Well, hats off to them. I hope they make money and I hope they do well. Like I said, I'm sure they'll do well in the ratings. People will definitely.
I mean, there are already 7 seasons in the UK, so.
Yeah. I mean, people get intrigued with it. And they want to see people naked, women or men. And I think also you want to see if they go out and what ends up happening. It would be disappointing if you found somebody really to be hot and you really like them, and then you go out with them, you're like, oh, man, their personality sucks. So that'd be a little
That's
bit.
why it shouldn't be based on looks, right, Greek? Just like you and me. we don't make judgments of people based on looks.
In a perfect world, I think that'd be
Anybody?
great.
Anybody?
I know, it's true.
Anybody?
You're better off with somebody with a better personality. I mean, you are 100%. It's going to last longer, and love is what we all want. We hope we get shot with Cupid Darrow.
You read that great.
He did. He did. I actually almost believed it.
50% of it is.
How are the ants over there?
Not bad.
No? Good?
Good.
Better?
I got a couple still hanging out.
All right.
I told her to put glass cleaner on
Here,
it.
give me the glass cleaner.
Yeah, and she said it doesn't work. But I read in an
Yeah,
article.
because they go for the moisture.
But it's poison.
Yeah. I read anytime you put anything on them, it kills them. I mean, they are the piss ants. They're strong. It is the Penthouse on a piss ant Tuesday. We feel like we're going camping here. We got some Florida stories. Anything about the ants?
We do not, but we have a fake contractor that collected a lot of money. I'll let you know about that person. And man, I've always wanted an otter, but after this story, I don't know if I want one anymore. Happened in Jupiter, Florida.
All right.
And then a guy who made it really easy to get arrested. I'll let you know what he did and the details to the rest of the stories when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
What's a Real Radio podcast? It's Real Radio on demand. Find your favorite show at realradio921.com. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
We're not looking bad on 95 right now. 15-minute ride between Southern and PGA, either direction. Turnpike, though, we do still have a right lane block to crash in Boynton Beach. This is northbound Turnpike just after Boynton Beach Boulevard. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by The Mark Moss Show.
The end of the International Monetary Order is here, but does that mean we'll be using CBDCs? I'm Mark Moss, helping you navigate the decentralized revolution. Listen to The Mark Moss Show on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach. Open 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. And this Saturday night, championship fight. Canelo in the house. Make sure you check out the championship fight. Open to 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu. And every day at Monroe's, there's beautiful ladies. So if you want to have a good time and also enjoy football or UFC, but this Saturday night, it's boxing, baby. Canelo's championship fight at Monroe's and Palm Beach. You want to be surrounded by beautiful ladies? That's where they are ringside. Peace.
Your home or business is a reflection of you. Now, if you're looking to take it from middling to sizzling, you need the help of your local CertaPro painters and the power of Pro. That's CertaPro's power of listening to your needs and delivering a customized project plan, and the power of doing the job right, on time, and within your budget. Contact CertaPro painters today at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. License information available at CertaPro.com.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Sick of paying $100 for groceries and getting nothing but eggs, orange juice, and a paper bag? Then download the Drop app. Drop lets you earn points with your everyday shopping and redeem them for gift cards. Want a free dinner with those groceries? Drop it. How about daily lattes? Drop it. So download Drop today and get $5 just for signing up. Use invite code GetDrop777. That's invite code GetDrop777.
Hurricane season is still in full effect, so if you aren't prepared, it is never too late, and let StormSmart be the company that will give you peace of mind. Hey, it's Franny. Protect your home or business with the leading hurricane safety product on the market for over 27 years, Stormcatcher Screens. Not only do they protect your home from storms, but they also add curb appeal, shade your home from harsh sunlight, and keep out those pesky bugs. To get your home protected with Stormcatcher Screens or any of StormSmart's hurricane protection solutions, call 855-96-SMART or go to stormsmart.com for your free consultation.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. We'll see partly cloudy skies as we move through our Tuesday. Showers and thunderstorms will also be moving across the area for us. We've got lots of moisture out in the atmosphere. Heavy downpours and localized flooding will be our biggest threats for today. Could see some gusty winds as well. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s through the afternoon. More storms do return tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by the Fox 29 10 o'clock news. We've got you covered.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
I got an ongoing fight going on at the house about cheating and why men will just walk away and women will stay. But my wife won't understand my plight. And my plight is a good plight. Women will forgive. They will let you change. They will stay. Not all women. I know Sarah's not one, but there are a lot of women that will stay, give you a chance to change, make you grovel, go through some stuff to continue to be in that relationship. And I say, well, that's easy because with a man, he could just watch that energy off of him. The cheat is gone with 1 or 2 good baths. With y'all, the energy is in you. He put that energy in you. It ain't going nowhere. It's in your circular vascular system now. It's going through your body. That energy is there.
The lamest thing I've ever heard.
I cannot get no Dove, no Calgon to watch that energy out of you. So that's why men walk away. Oh. And she looked at me like, she say, boy, you done said a lot of dumb stuff, but that may be the dumbest you've ever said to me.
I kind of know what you're saying. I kind of get it. Even though they cheated with somebody or whatever, it's like they hold on to a microchip of that or something.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeart radio station.
Listen on your free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Penthouse, Palm Beach Gardens, favorite pool guy, Jeremy checking in. Man, what an amazing day. Eagles win last night. G-Man, way to step up early and get that lizard. I like what you're doing over there, brother. Hey, Jimmy, sound like a fresh stack of $100 bills. Franny, we haven't said this in a while. Hottest honey in heels. Hope you have a great day. And I'd like to just touch on the only Kelsey and Swift duo that really matters. Jason and DeAndre.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Always appreciate you guys tuning in any capacity, especially our number one pool guy in Palm Beach County. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
And Francis is here.
Hello, what's up?
How's the update on the answer? We okay over there?
So far, so good. Thanks for asking. Yeah.
All right, good. It is now time for some Florida stories.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
So this happens way too much, and I know there's a lot of scams going on, including people posing as contractors to collect money from hurricane victims, and that really, really sucks. There's a guy named Justin Hoover who has an arrest warrant in Sarasota. This woman in particular was talking about it. She said her carport in Lanai and car were destroyed, but Jackie Jewing still felt lucky. Hurricane Ian bulldozed much of the area she lived in. It was a mobile home park in Venice Isles Estates. She said, but her home was still left standing. So that's why she did feel lucky. But she said down the street, somebody else, her name is Kelly, returned to find Ian spared most of her home, but demolished the carport, a couple vehicles. And of course, people are just crying. They're seeing what's going on, not just with their home, but others. And they felt fortunate that they had their home, but still had some major damage that they needed to fix. So as residents began to rebuild, word spread about this guy named Justin Hoover, who did aluminum work. A couple of these women met with Hoover while he was measuring her neighbor's damaged carport. They said he was very, very kind, a gentleman to the T, was a quote that one said. Hoover charms won these women over. He was polite, respectful. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Absolutely. Stuff like that. Sarasota Sheriff detectives have another way of describing him, and that is a wanted man. So he hit up 31 storm victims, most in that Venice Isle Estates mobile home, collecting thousands of dollars from homeowners. This was back in March and April. But this douchebag did not return back to complete the work.
Terrible.
They said in September, nearly a year after the storm, the sheriff office issued warrants for this 45-year-old's arrest. They're saying that the guy collected about $118,000 and did not do a damn thing. Yep. So there's a lot of victims out there. Of course, they do have some. And they say anyone who knows Justin Hoover's location is please ask to contact the Sarasota Sheriff's Office. Of course, the women are like, we hope he gets locked up because that's what he deserves. Absolutely. They're saying that he could face a charge of scheme to defraud, a first-degree felony, and that could be 30 years in prison, up to 30 years in prison. And they just want never hire any contractor without checking their complaint and license history. And you can do that. It's easy accessible. And they say never pay a large deposit up front either if you're hiring a contractor.
That should be a red flag, too.
Yeah. And then next up in your What the Florida, otters, adorable, want one. No, I can't have one. Probably doesn't do well in a bathtub or pool, but now after this.
I thought they liked the water.
I do. I love otters so much. But there's
doesn't make any sense.
There's a guy who is recovering after being attacked by a rabid otter. The Florida Department of Health confirms that, the animal tested positive for rabies and has been euthanized. I know it has to happen. I know it has to happen. He's got the rabies. They said that this is the first otter with rabies Palm Beach County Animal Care and Control has seen in about 13 years. They said,
so it's not common that they have rabies.
No.
So you can still get one.
Okay, perfect. They said it certainly caused a lot of grief for people.
There it is.
They're like, I normally like to go out and feed the ducks, the geese, and the ibis, all kinds of stuff. We see some otters out there in the Jupiter area. And this guy Joseph, just doing what he normally does, feeding the birds that gather outside of the gate. Then suddenly, they all took off. They were scared of something. He looked up. He was like, no hawk. He looked back down, and there he goes, a little brown head sticking up from the back of the pond. And at first he didn't know it was an otter, but then he was like, yeah, look, that's an otter. Look how cute. So he said that, not knowing how otters are, he backed up a little bit, slowing towards his gate. But when he lifted his hands to close it, he said to close the gate, he said the otter quickly pounced at him. Crazy. Wow. I mean, right? Rabies make you go nuts.
Well, I think that's part of it, right?
Yeah.
To be,
yeah.
add in a lot of aggression.
It does.
Yes, probably. Give me some food.
So they said that he said that when he was almost about to shut the gate, the otter just quickly pounced at him, making him trip and fall over. It bit him on his legs, his hands, and arms 41 times.
Oh, my God.
41 times. They said
Is he
that.
okay?
He said that his pinky is the worst. He said, I have 2 puncture wounds. I'm not sure if it goes, I'm not sure if it goes right through or whatever. One is on the corner where the cuticle is, and he's talking about his pinky where it goes straight through his finger. Oh, no. He eventually was able to toss the otter away and get to safety, but later that day, the otter crossed paths with a couple, their baby and their dog, in the same neighborhood and ended up attacking the dog. So this otter is just on a rampage.
So
Nuts.
steroids.
Wow.
They got
in a residential area, huh? I guess there's a lot of other people.
Yeah, it's in the Jupiter area. I don't know if it doesn't say the neighborhood. I'm curious if it's in the farms or where. It just says a Jupiter neighborhood.
Clearly people with babies, going around and that type of thing.
Yeah.
It's not out in the woods somewhere, I'm assuming.
Yeah, people going for walks. As I mentioned, this guy would go by the water and feed the birds and stuff like that. So yeah, they got it. The complaint about it attacking the dog. Then some residents were able to capture the animal by covering it with a recycle bin. And that's what they did. They captured the animal. They were able to secure it. They got it to the facility where they had to. From there, sample was collected, sent to the state laboratory in Jacksonville. And they said it does take a couple days, but results did come back positive. They said that the guy was treated for rabies. He's obviously relieved that the otter is gone. Now, what I do not know, and if somebody can help me out here, I didn't hear about the dog. You can get shots for that too, right? It's not like once a dog gets rabies, they're like, nope.
I don't know.
I'm not sure either.
I don't either.
I would imagine it's treatable.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Sure, took it to a vet. They checked him out and gave him a shot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got to take it to the vet, but I don't know how that works.
Do they still treat humans that same way, where you get the old shots in the gut?
Oh, yeah, you get your option. You get your option of a bunch of shots, and you have to go there quite often, or you do like a few of the big old shots.
Okay.
Because I know my girlfriend handled a baby raccoon, and they found her. She left it alone or whatever. Somehow, some way, somebody reported her or knew who she was.
Yeah.
And that she was getting called by the Florida Fish and Wildlife or whatever it is, saying, or the disease control, like they found her, told her she needed to come in and get shots.
Right. She went.
And get rabies shots. Yeah.
Still the way they do it.
Yeah.
Huh?
And this was maybe 5 to 10 years ago. So I don't know if it's still the same, but she said that they gave her option. When she saw that big needle, she's like, nope, I'll come in more often for that little one. So if you know
How
better.
How big is that one? My God.
If you know better than me, just let us know. 47142 started off with Real Radio. That's just something I'd heard from a girlfriend because, knock on wood, never gotten rabies. So, and then.
And hope never do.
Yes. That's the whole knocking on wood part, so I don't. And then
Knock if you're wood.
Eric Thomas is not a bright one. This guy contacted cops because he was selling marijuana. All right, so he wanted cops to know that he was selling weed, and someone stole $10 from him while he was trying to sell it.
Oh, criminals. You can't trust anybody.
$10.
Trying to get a business
So what
going.
do? You call the cops.
Yeah.
You call the cops reporting the theft. Eric Thomas is an idiot.
It's like when people call up the cops, they're like, "Can you tell me if my cocaine's good?"
Yeah, this guy's like, I was selling weed, and some guy sold $10 from me while I was selling it to him. Well, when cops arrived after he reported the theft, Thomas had 11 bags of pot in his hands.
These are mine.
Already.
Yeah, you can't ask me after these.
In this free state of Florida, I love it says, it remains illegal to possess marijuana with the intent to sell it, just so you know. It's just, yep.
Right.
Still can't. Not
Not
recreational.
yet.
Not yet.
Well, even
and
if
still
it's-
not. No,
yeah,
you're just going to have to get it from a facility.
Yeah.
Yep, from a dispensary. They said he made spontaneous statements about getting robbed while attempting to sell marijuana. Officers are saying, as he's holding more than 40 grams of pot while he's getting arrested. He is still holding on to this. Oh, this
is
guy.
my stash. Karen.
During a post-arrest search of him, cops reportedly found 2 baggies also containing cocaine in his wallet.
All right.
Oh,
So he's got choices.
Yeah, this guy's he's not very bright. Not the sharpest tool in the shed, as they say. In the past year, he has been convicted of marijuana, cocaine, and battery counts. In a pending case, Thomas has been accused of possessing 7 Ziploc bags of marijuana. The pot was discovered when Thomas emptied his pockets into a clear plastic tray at a court security checkpoint. That was from another. He was bringing it with him to court.
Jesus.
God.
I think he needs a new line of work.
Oh, man.
Can I
Not
bring
very
this in
good.
court with me? This is mine.
Yeah, he wants to bring it to court with him, and he calls the cops to say, hey, somebody stole money from me. I'm selling him pot.
This is bad.
He reportedly admitted that the pot was, I know, but $10. Well, the pot was meant for sale, and it looks like, yes, he's back in jail is what this guy is doing. And that is your What the Florida. He's my favorite of the day.
Yeah, he is. He's a real entrepreneur out there making it happen.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's not very good at it.
877-927-6969. Jimmy, do we have somebody on hold?
We do. We have Patrick on the line. Patrick, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Doing good, Patrick. How are you?
Good, Greek. Comment on the, can I comment on the rabies?
Please.
Yes, please.
The rabies story? Yeah, my wife was on a tour in Egypt and on a camel at the base of the pyramids, and she got bit by a camel in Egypt. Had to get 2 rabies shots in Egypt, and then when she came, and you don't want to have to go get medical attention in Cairo, believe me. And when she got back home here in Palm Beach County, she needed to follow up with the health department, and she wound up having to get 2 follow-up rabies shots here in Palm Beach County.
Wow.
Wow. Now, okay, that sounds painful, by the way, a bite from a camel, but is it necessary in general, or was it a rabid camel? Or just because she got...
was not. Well, just the fact that she got bit, and, I mean, there was a lot of blood involved. This thing went deep into her leg.
So that's just something you have to do if you get bit by an animal?
Wow.
I mean, and God knows you're in Egypt, and God knows where that camel is now. But
is she okay?
She followed up. Yeah, pretty much. It took a while to get over it. Pretty much put a real damper into her trip. But then coming home, and the rabies shots are not as big a deal as they used to be. Essentially, the follow-up shots that she had here in Palm Beach County were just like the size of like flu shots.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Well, that's not so bad.
Well, thank God she's okay. That's the most important thing.
I mean, there used to be that thing where you had to get them in your stomach.
Yes.
Do you still have to do that?
And that's what I thought.
Yeah. No, I'm just talking a couple of like back in March.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What made
the health department?
What made the camel bite her?
Just somebody made a quick move. She was already up on top of the one on the way out to the pyramids, and the camel next to her just kind of bit her leg. Yeah, who knows?
Did they charge you for the camel ride?
Yeah, it was already paid for.
Now, I know it doesn't
I'd
matter.
have demanded a refund.
I know
Patrick.
it doesn't. I know it doesn't matter, Patrick, because her health is the most important thing. But was this later on in the vacation, or did it start? Did this happen in the beginning of the vacation where it ruined just everything?
Oh no, it was a 10-day vacation on a river thing on the Nile, but this was like the second day.
That sucks.
Yeah, it really threw a damper. It took her a couple days once they got out of Cairo, she said it was just pure chaos in that place. But once they got on the river and the medical attention was a lot better through the tour people in some of the more affluent towns in Egypt or on the river.
That'd be scary.
But but getting medical attention in Cairo was she said was pure chaos. Thank God for the friends that she was with and the tour guide kind of walked her through it.
No, you weren't with her at the time?
No.
Okay.
It was a tour thing, a ladies thing. No.
Okay.
And that Egyptian culture just wasn't for me.
All right. I get that.
But yeah, so now you could say you knew somebody that got bit by a camel in Egypt.
That's impressive.
I know. I want to go, and
Patrick.
I want to see the pyramids, and I want to ride a camel, but you kind of changed my mind. I still want to see the pyramids.
But Patrick, bucket list. Now that's done, right? Now I know somebody that got bit by a camel.
That's it.
in
That is
Egypt.
done. Now I don't have to go to Egypt. I can just go on social media and check it out. Wow, that's awesome. Wow, thank you for the story.
Yeah, it makes for a good dinner conversation because nobody else has heard that.
No, I think that would definitely be a top run of a lot of places. There's no doubt about it. Well, thank you for the story, and I'm glad your wife is feeling better. That's the most important thing.
All right, guys. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Patrick.
Take care, Patrick.
I got a couple text messages on here about rabies. and some about the dating show. So we were talking about with the dogs, and I understand that most dogs do get rabies shots, right, as part of the routine treatment. Not all dogs do. Not all people vaccinate their dogs as they should.
Right.
But Donna said, yes, with that rabies shot as part of the routine treatment, it should cover it if they do get bit by a rabid animal. And we have somebody who, Kevin let us know that the otter attack was off Center Street on one of the side streets that runs from Center to the river. And he said that's near the Nook, and I know exactly where that's at in Jupiter. So thank you for sending that.
And that's a residential area?
There's a lot of people around there. Yep.
Right, okay.
A lot of activity. We have, my wife was bitten by a rabid kitten, and they said that they gave her a shot in every joint down to her wrists and ankles. She said it was thick liquid and extremely painful. 24 shots, 12 shots twice a week apart is what they said. Yep.
That's a lot. I wonder if it's, there's different levels or there are different types of rabies or different type of diseases to go with it.
Maybe because it was rabid, because we were talking about, the camel who bit, was it rabid? Don't know. Somebody else text that typically if you do get bit by a wild animal or something like that, they will do that because it's just precautionary to get that done. So maybe it's different if they know that it's a rabid animal. I don't know, because this one says it was a rabid kitten, and that's why she had to have 24 total shots, and it was extremely painful.
Ooh.
Yep. Let's see here. About the naked dating show we were talking about. They said that the naked dating show, all they did was televise the scrutiny single people endure every time we meet someone new. I'd bet the people on this show, like all the Bachelor shows, are just aspiring actors and or models. Probably. You never know.
To some extent, you would think.
And then we have with the nudity show, I said, yes, 100% nudity. It's funny, too, because they're British. They call the penis a willy. So it's difficult not to laugh when you hear the girl say he's got a nice willy. The most awkward part of the show is the host. It's a British lady asking questions like, so what do you think of that vagina? And then the guy critiques whether it looks good or not.
Wow.
That just sounds very awkward. Yep. And then...
Way to get somebody's attention.
I think they should do that, but let it be comedians.
Right.
Like a Bill Burr go up there.
That would be funny. That would be.
And it looks like you should go to Arby's. I mean, you just
it's
know
like
that'd be great.
It's like is like an Arby's roast beef roast. I meant like the Comedy Central roast.
Yeah.
And then that one idiot who called the cops, saying like, hey, somebody stole $10 from me as he was trying to sell marijuana.
Yeah,
and they said, now you know why they call it dope. Like, yep, makes sense.
That is awesome. If you guys ever want to get involved, you can text us, call us, or email us.
Well, speaking of that, the naked show, how about this? All right, this poor guy, a 27-year-old guy, asked Reddit for some advice over the weekend after he accidentally sent a nude photo of his wife to his entire family.
No.
How do you do that?
They just got married and were on their honeymoon. And he shared a whole bunch of pics from their trip, including one of her topless in the hot tub. Now, the good part about it was it wasn't like full frontal and you could see everything.
Yeah.
She was naked and you could tell that, but some crucial parts were still hidden.
Okay.
So, it wasn't so bad, but it's still, you send out a picture like that to your family. It's not exactly desirable or what they had in mind, right?
You get a lot of invitations for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Most people on Reddit said, don't worry about it. It was their honeymoon, and the photo wasn't that racy, so it'll blow over. But it got people talking about similar mistakes that they have made. And I love it. That's the best part about Reddit is when you get the follow-up stories, right? So one guy posted a photo of his topless wife looking at a window and didn't realize that you could see the reflection in the glass. So he took a picture like sort of from the side, right? And it was her just looking out, and there it was, right? So acting like a mirror. Another woman once took a photo of an intimate area to send to her doctor, and it automatically backed up to a shared folder online.
Oh, God.
Not expecting that, right? Another woman said that she somehow posted a topless pic on Facebook 8 years ago, and it still haunts her. Apparently, not everybody in the family was very understanding to him about that, too, by the way. Yeah, because I imagine they were, you see something like that, and you might have thought that it was intentional, and like they were being kind of open about something maybe, or, you never know how people take things, even within a family, right?
Yeah, everybody looks at every single situation different.
Yep.
So, he's probably just had to text them back or call them and say, look, it was an accident.
I mean, we know somebody who worked on this radio station, and she accidentally sent something out on Facebook and deleted it really quick. But it was a naughty picture. Right. But that's the thing. Even as quick as you take that back, somebody could be even more quick than you and screenshot that sucker.
Yep.
Like, you just never know. And that's the unfortunate part.
And once it's up there and it's in the cloud, I mean, I just don't know how it can be extracted, but I'm sure that it can be.
Well, you got to be careful. Yep. I mean, that's the one thing, too, that young kids do today. They do it a lot. It's very common. They don't realize, you know what I mean? It's there for life.
Yeah. Well, and some people don't care. You know, I mean, there might be somebody out there that'll listen to this and go, oh, well, that's no big deal. It's not really showing much. But, you know, I mean, obviously it was traumatic to them. They didn't want that to get out there, you know, and especially get it sent to their family.
Oh, well, you might not care today, but maybe down the road you might care. Maybe something in your life you're trying to get.
I'm with you when it comes down to, like, you know, the 18 and 20-year-olds that put out naked pictures of themselves online. And it's like, man, I tell you, sometime that might turn around and bite you in the butt.
I mean, and I think it's all ages. Yeah. I think more, prone for younger people, but people of all ages do it all the time. And it does surprise me that they do it, not thinking of that because they're older and you think they'd be a little bit wiser. But they don't care. It's also in the heat of the moment.
Well, and it depends on their situation. You know, if they're financially secure, they don't have to worry about a job or something where it could turn around and bite them in the butt, or they don't get admitted into a school or a college.
Or if they want to become president of the United States of America.
Or that, too.
You never know.
I know. Those Biden photos, I got them all over the place.
Or president maybe of a Taylor Swift fan club. You never know. And you might not need, like you said, you might not today, you might be good, but a couple of years down the road, you might need something. And there's stuff out there. Even when people put stuff up there.
But nowadays, it's not nearly as taboo as it once was, too. And I think that's part of the reason why maybe some people don't mind and don't worry about it too much. Here, we got a television show. People are going to get naked and let the whole world see them.
Yeah, I think it's you as an individual, like you said, and it depends who you're around. Even when you put stuff out there on social media, you might not think anything today, but down the road, it could end up hurting you, which is just life. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Tuesday. We're going to come back with a trifecta and a giveaway at 11:45. Big concert for you guys to enjoy. Every day we have a giveaway on the Penthouse. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I would not expect. I always thought the bees would be in like their bee thing, the hive.
The scientific term.
Yeah, their bee thing. The bee thing.
Sabrina, you're talking to the guy that called them NASA people earlier.
They are NASA people.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The biggest stars in all of music shared the stage at our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Brought to you by Capital One.
Let me hear you.
Foo Fighters,
Fall Out Boy,
Kelly Clarkson,
Kane Brown,
Lil Wayne,
Lil Durk,
Lenny Kravitz,
Miguel,
Public Enemy,
Sheryl Crow,
Travis Scott,
Tim McGraw,
TLC,
30 Seconds to Mars.
The most massive live music event of the year.
See all the action now at iHeartRadio.com/festival and get ready to relive it with an iHeartRadio Music Festival special.
Streaming on Hulu next month.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
We're not looking bad on 95 right now. 15-minute ride between Southern and PGA, either direction. Turnpike, though, we do still have a right lane block to crash in Boynton Beach. This is northbound Turnpike just after Boynton Beach Boulevard. I'm Joel Malkin.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, the host of Our American Stories. This week, we'll have the story of a man who found his purpose by joining the Army later in life. In his 40s, to be precise. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Hey, it's the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. If you're looking to delight your friends and family with delicious foods, then Joseph is the place. Fresh meats, produce, prepared food, catering, bakery, pizza, seafood, it's all under one roof. And 4 great locations: Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. I don't start any day without going to Joseph Classic Market, where all great meals begin.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life. In office, West Palm Beach.
We all know the weather can change at the drop of a hat. It's important to be the first to know so you don't get caught driving through the next thunderstorm unprepared. I'm Fox 29 First Alert meteorologist James Whelan. Fox 29 First Alert weather at 10 p.m. We've got you covered.
Football is back.
Come on out as we return to Charlie's this Saturday for our next Coors Light college football watch party of the season as Florida takes on Kentucky. Great food and drink specials, including $10 pitchers and $3 bottles of Coors Light during all live college games. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to the upcoming Florida-Georgia game in Jacksonville. Kickoff is at noon. Charlie's Neighborhood Bar and Grill, 400 Southeast Parrott Circle in Stewart. See you there.
This is the Greek here with Jeff Jr., owner of Trajan Well, talking about 401ks. I've always heard that 401ks were great, but you're telling me something different.
Well, 401ks are great when you're employed there. However, if you're no longer employed, you probably don't want to keep that 401k with your old employer, and you probably don't want to roll that old 401k into your new employer's plan.
Really? Why is that?
Well, most 401ks have limited investment options and can cost you thousands of dollars more in fees. And that's true even if you roll it over into your new employer's 401k. You also lose a lot of control by leaving your 401k with your old employer. If the company sells or merges, they often freeze it.
That's great insight. If you have a 401k with an old employer, stop what you're doing and call Trajan Wealth. 561-390-1000, 561-390-1000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Welcome to Homestead Miami Speedway, where the sun and sand of South Beach meet the heat of NASCAR playoffs action. An Xfinity and Truck Series doubleheader on Saturday, a Cup Series playoff showdown on Sunday, and a South Florida fiesta all weekend long. Experience NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway, October 21st and 22nd. Get your tickets now at homesteadmiamispeedway.com.
Warning, the following message contains an app recommendation you won't be able to resist.
Girl, how do you keep getting all these things for free? Coffee, makeup, and now lunch?
You haven't heard of the Drop app? Drop is a free app that rewards you for shopping at places like Ulta, Adidas, and Sam's Club. I've already earned $100 this month.
Download the Drop app and get $5. Use invite code GETDROP222. That's invite code GETDROP222.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. In the divorce process, this comes down to three key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Miami area attorneys. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Offices in Miami-Dade County and Fort Lauderdale. CordellCordell.com. Lisa Cardis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Find the brands, inspiration, and great value you need to own your style at Macy's VIP sale. Going on now. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off fall trends and updates. Plus 15% off go-to beauty, skincare, and fragrances. Plus shop specials and find great deals on top brands at Macy's VIP sale. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi, this is Dr. Brad Schaefer. As a podiatrist, I can tell you no two people's feet are alike, which is why I recommend Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotic inserts. They're customized for your feet, so you get a unique solution your feet really need, not just a one-size-fits-all insole. They're clinically proven to provide pain relief for achy feet, knees, lower back, plantar fasciitis, and heels. Take the Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotics assessment in Walmart today, now in the foot care aisle.
Now for a limited time, get 0% interest for 5 years at Diamonds Direct. DiamondsDirect.com.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Macy's Backstage.
Skilled position players hold a tremendous amount of value, but that's not what decides a game. Look at what happened in the Oregon game. They registered 7 sacks, produced 240 yards on the ground, and they won by 36. The Eagles put on a similar display last night, rushing for over 200 yards. Baker Mayfield's quarterback ranking was 34.5. So make no mistake about it, football still won in the trenches this past weekend. I'm Dan Patrick.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Mine the depths of God's Word and ignite your faith with Pray.com's new podcast, The Heartbeat of Faith, with me, Dr. Andrew Farley.
The beast raged against him, but he was not equal to the Lord of Lords. God's chosen hero, the Messiah, Jesus Christ, had defeated evil once and for all.
Listen to The Heartbeat of Faith on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Penthouse is brought to you by Joseph's Classic Market.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeartRadio station. To the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you are listening to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1. Don't forget, we are also the home of the Gators. And this week, the Gators take on Kentucky. That'll be 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock pregame. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good morning.
And Francis is here.
Hey, what's going on?
It's time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
All right, everybody does know by now, unless you live maybe in a tent, that Taylor Swift was at the game on Sunday, Chiefs and the Bears. There was a blowout, but after the game, Patrick Mahomes said even he felt pressure with Taylor Swift in the house that he had to get Kelsey a touchdown, not only a pass, but a touchdown. And he ended up doing that, and he was glad that Kelsey got to score when his supposed good friend was in the house. But Patrick Mahomes saying he felt a little pressure from all the Swifties, as he said. Yankees had their last home game of a disappointing season. They did win 6-4 against Arizona. That did help the Miami Marlins, because with only 6 games left, the Marlins are still in contention for the wild card. Hopefully they can hold on. They have the Mets and the Pirates ahead of them. The Mets basically do have their number this year, but we'll see what happens. And they might make the playoffs like the Heat and like the Panthers. Speaking of the Heat, they should be in training camp in a couple weeks, and now it does look like the Heaters are not going to get Damian Lillard. Rumor is that he is heading to Toronto. This is all speculation, which is not a good thing for the Heat, because that means we're not going to add anything to the puzzle, and that's not a good situation for us, because you got to keep adding pieces because everybody around you gets better. The NBA training camp, I believe, starts in 2 weeks, and the season will start 2 weeks or 3 weeks right after that. And that is your lunchtime trifecta.
Jimmy at realradio921.com is the email, and our buddy Evan wrote in, says, Jimmy, I've never been bitten by a camel, but I have bit a few camel toes in my lifetime.
Okay.
Well, and I responded back to him, you're not supposed to bite it.
Thank you. That was an appropriate response.
Yeah. Jimmy at realradio921.com is the email address.
So you mentioned Taylor Swift. I mean, when do we not mention it? But I'm going to bring this up because 2 of the biggest names out there are Lionel Messi and Taylor Swift these days. And they are claiming that there is a new law that means fans who have resold tickets for hundreds of dollars to enter Miami games or the Eras Tour are going to face a bill from the IRS. Now we know that's happening. So a new law in the U.S. could mean that those fans who have been doing that are trying to make a quick buck by reselling the tickets, which is very easy to do with both of these, right?
The capital gains tax, is that what we're talking about here?
So they say the new law that's part of the Democrats' American Rescue Plan Act, which is interesting. It's a part of that coronavirus relief package of early 2021 will require ticketing exchange and resale companies such as a StubHub and Ticketmaster to provide information to the IRS on individuals who have sold more than $600 worth of tickets this year.
I wonder how they're going to be able to
Now,
prove
that is something simple with that $600. Remember, we heard that they were hitting up like your Venmos and stuff like that.
Yeah, but how can they prove that?
So they understand that with these live events coming back and that what they say with the Swifties, the MLS fans. That's what they do. They even bring up Beyonce's concert, paying high price, which can easily reach 4 to 5 figures to see these people. They are saying that that's what they're going to do. They said that, especially in the platform of StubHub, that they've experienced an unusually high number of fan ticket resellers. Because I wasn't aware, because I've never utilized StubHub like that. But so the StubHub, basically, you don't have to be a company that goes and buys tickets and then resells them. You can be an individual person and still post them on StubHub. Okay.
Yeah, you're allowed to do it. The Heat do that too.
Okay.
But the thing is, there's a way around it, because if I had a pair of tickets and just say Jimmy is in Port St. Lucie and I want to give it to him, sell him, I could just say to him, meet me in person.
No, of course. And that person, they're not going to hit up.
Yeah.
They're not going. Yeah, they're not going to find you. You're what we call under the table.
So there are individual people that can go onto a StubHub or another outfit like that and resell them. So and not pay the taxes, and they're trying to go after those. Okay.
Those are the ones. Not what Greek's talking about, where he meets you in person and says, "Give me cash." They're not going to find you.
It's basically the same. It's just being done in person, so they wouldn't know.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are a lot of people that would just, like you said, before you didn't know, and they would just say you bought the tickets for, I don't know, $500 a piece. And you put it someplace, Facebook or someplace, hey, 2 Taylor Swift tickets, who wants to pay the most? You might get somebody $5,000 each.
Right.
And you know what? They'll just say, hey, I'll Venmo you money, but that's going to be a red flag, and then you're going to get taxed.
Well, Uncle Sam wants their taste of it.
Of course.
That's what this is referring to.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. They're saying that, one guy in particular is talking about how he's been a season ticket holder for Inter Miami, and he's been doing pretty damn well selling his tickets that he's had. They're even saying that for the Lions' next match against Inter Miami on Sunday, he sold a pair of tickets for $1,100 that he usually would have been $35.
Yeah, see, the thing with the soccer thing that is so much bigger than, say, football or other sports is that the tickets were so inexpensive for you to purchase. They're like
and that's
$30.
what he says. He admits, I'm a fan, and obviously I was a season ticket holder for a reason, and I do want to see him, but covering the cost of an entire season of tickets was too good to pass up, according to this guy.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right.
He was like, have you seen how much groceries are these days? Is what he said. So it was like, you see the money you can get, even though you're a huge soccer fan, you're just like, God. And he even says, he's like, listen, I have no problem with giving Uncle Sam his fair share, but they're saying that will most likely mean that he will have to fill out a 1099-K form, which used to only be filled out by users who had received over $20,000 in revenue and more than 200 transactions and ticket sales. But now with this law requirement, they're saying it will be triggered by the sales price, not the seller's profits. And this is according to the Journal, which claims that the change, without the change, it's meant to make it harder to avoid reporting income from such sales.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see what happens. This was also something that I found interesting that they claim, especially on StubHub, that 70% of resellers that they accounted for were for the Era store.
Oh, yeah, I believe
people
it.
reselling 70% of those.
Yeah, it makes sense because people will pay anything for the tickets. So it's almost where you're like, if I got a pair of tickets, I know a couple of people who got tickets for the concert that's going to be next year, not this year.
All right.
And they got lucky enough to get in the drawing. And one guy was like, I'm going to sell them. I have no choice. It's so much money I'm getting offered that it's like it'd be crazy to let go of them.
Right.
But the thing is, like I said, with those tickets and other ones, you pay a decent price. But Taylor Swift, you're going to make probably double your money. I mean, even if you paid I know somebody paid $300 each for the tickets, and they have 4, and they said they were already offered like $1,700 each for 2 tickets. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's $7,000 as opposed to you spending $1,400. So it's pretty hard to refuse. If you're looking at it, you're like, wow. I mean, it's crazy. Even like Super Bowl tickets aren't even that high. I mean, the face value for Super Bowl tickets was $2,500. I mean, if you're lucky, maybe you get $5,000-$6,000, maybe. But that kind of profit, it's huge. And then you can see why the government wants to get involved because they want their money. I mean, like everything else. And that's the same thing we talk about sports betting.
That's sort of a here and there because they already got their money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't want the other money you're making.
They're getting a second tax on another sale, but they already got their initial sale.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying that these companies like a StubHub and stuff where you have the resellers, they have a deadline to send out those 1099-K forms to the people by January 31st. And the IRS is saying that it estimates that it's going to receive 44 million of them in 2024.
Wow.
Of those forms.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under on that. I think people are trying to sneak away and try to get away with it. But, yeah, But you never know. But like I said, if it's out there, it's a lot of money, and people are looking at it saying, hey, if I can make a big profit, I'm going to do it. And people do it with tickets all the time. But like a Dolphin game, I mean, you're going to spend probably average $150, $170 for a ticket. And if you go sell them, I'm sure you can make a little bit more. But with this situation with the soccer, like the guy said, he could pay for the whole season.
Well, Dolphins probably another good example of that, where the value of their tickets went up quite a bit because, of course, they're having a good season so far. People want to go see them. I mean, those stands are filled, and we're not used to seeing that on TV. You know, no offense to the Dolphins, but they didn't used to draw a crowd, and now they are because they're winning.
Yeah, last year and this year, first time they're sold out.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say maybe maybe double what you paid. Maybe. I mean, depending on the game. Like, say if the Jets are in town, Giants, stuff like that.
Somehow, obviously some games will have a bigger draw than another.
Remember, I said the Dolphins called me if I wanted to buy 10 seats in a box for the Cowboys. $40,000.
Yeah, for the Cowboys. There you go.
Crazy.
Prime example of how they've gone up so much more. And, especially a game like that. It's Dallas. It's, Christmas Day or Christmas Eve? I keep forgetting. Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So, that's obviously going to be a well-desired ticket.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you would think Christmas Eve would drop it a little. You know what I mean?
I would think the opposite.
Yeah, all right. I mean, it's just
because I think there's people that will go. People that don't have kids. You don't have to. It's like this. That the whole side of things isn't a big deal.
Well, last year they played Christmas Day against the Packers, and they had a good crowd that day.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Like you said, there's a lot of people who don't celebrate.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they just go like, "Hey, I'll just go and have a good time." Speaking of good time, we're going to give you a chance right now. Jimmy's going to help us give you a good time to get some concert tickets.
Yeah. What show we got coming up, G?
Pest Mode, I believe.
That's it. Yep. I've got a pair.
Pest Mode.
We have a pair of tickets to see Depeche Mode Thursday, October 12th at the Kaseya Center in Miami. Now, you can get all the details and another chance to win at realradio921.com. But why not win this pair right now? Give us a call, 877-927-6969. Now, Franny, you're a big fan of Depeche Mode, right?
Depeche Mode is my favorite. I enjoy the silence.
That's what I thought.
I thought I said Depeche Mode. or the Pee and Ants.
What?
I don't know. Depeche Mode, yes.
They're going to have peeing ants here at the... That's right, yes. Actually, Depeche Mode we have tickets for. Give us a call right now. Look at those phone lines. Holy crap. I didn't even get the real name out, and those lines are already blown
I
up.
think they figured it out. I think we've got a smart bunch out there.
Oh, all right.
They know Greek.
You could get it. Well, and all right. So I will get some people lined up, and we'll play a little game called He Said, She Said on the other side.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. The phone lines are blowing up, 877-927-6969. Every day at 11:45, we have a giveaway, so you guys can put down that in your agenda and say, I want to go see a concert, or maybe go to a great restaurant like New York Prime, or maybe go to an amusement park, or just have a good time with your friends doing something. We always have something for your Rapids, Universal, different things that we have. Sometimes sporting tickets, too.
Yeah, and if you can't get through, I understand. Life happens. Maybe you're at a job where you just can't pick up the phone. Make sure you go to our website, realradio921.com/contest, because we have all, typically the stuff that we give away at 11:45, you will find there. And it's not like you can just register to win for one thing. You can register to win for all of the things there, and you don't realize your odds are pretty good.
Yeah,
there, because a lot of people don't because we're always doing our giveaways during the show. But go there, realradio921.com/contest, and just sign up for everything.
Thank you, Francis. That's your opportunity, people. Speaking of opportunity, you always have a great opportunity on Fridays to play Greek Gridiron. This week we'll be in the studio. First 3 weeks, nobody has beaten me. So your odds are getting a lot better. Now there's only 14 weeks left for your chance to win a trip to Vegas, to stay at the Circa Hotel and Casino, and to win an unbelievable golf cart, seats 4. So you got great opportunities on Fridays. We'll do it this week in studio. Then next week we're back on location at Strike Cigar Lounge. So if you want to go to Vegas, who doesn't want to go to Vegas? And who doesn't want a golf cart? I get more people coming up to me asking me about the golf cart than Vegas, which is crazy. And it is beautiful. We had it on location, Francis and I, the first week. It's gorgeous. And you will definitely feel like a baller if you have that. Want to talk about a Powerball winner? You'll feel like you definitely won. So check it out on Fridays. We always do it at 1:35. We pick games for Greek Gridiron. And don't forget Monroe's this week. They got the big championship fight Saturday night. If you want to watch a great fight and some sports, UFC, whatever you want to watch, in sports, they have it at Monroe's with the beautiful girls. They'll surround you. And if you don't have the winner of the fight, you'll feel like a winner because you'll have the beautiful ladies with that 5-star menu open till 5 a.m. So get over to Monroe Saturday night for the big championship fight. 877-927-6969. I believe we are ready for the contest.
We are ready. We're going to start today's contest with Travis. Travis, welcome to the Penthouse.
Hey, guys, how are you?
We're good, Travis. How are you?
My Steelers are doing well, so I'm kind of happy.
All right, yeah. You got a good start for the Steelers. They won the other night. How long have you been listening to Real Radio?
Quite some time.
What have you learned listening to this show?
A lot.
Oh, really?
Really? Wow.
That's impressive.
Send me an email and let us know. I'm curious. All right, Travis, let's see if we can get you set up with a pair of tickets to see Depeche Mode. That show is Thursday, October 12th at the Kaseya Center in Miami. I'm going to read you a quote, Travis. All you got to do is let us know. Did Greek say it? Did Franny say it? Or did I say it? Okay, bub?
Okay.
All right. Here is your quote. Balls deep is not a problem. Balls deep is not a problem. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
I'm going to go Franny.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. That one is Greek.
Oh, balls deep is not a problem.
It's not a problem, and Franny
And
can't.
I can't.
So
No.
I'm out.
actually, talk about being so wrong twice there, Travis. I'm sorry about that, buddy. I guess you learned something today.
But I can't.
Randy's out.
Next up, we have Rick on the line. Rick, welcome to the Penthouse.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Rick, how are you? How long have you been listening to Real Radio?
Oh, 15 years, I'd say, Greek.
All right. What have you learned listening to this show?
To find another radio station.
Nice. All right.
Awesome, Rick.
That's
But
there's
you're
a
still hanging on, Rick. That's all that matters.
Wow.
There's-
You
let's
sound
see.
like somebody I've slept with.
11:50, because that's going to be a promo. All right, nice job, Rick. All right, buddy, let's see if we can get you set up with a pair of tickets to see Depeche Mode. I'm going to read you a quote, Rick. All you got to do. Did I, Jimmy, say it? Did Greek say it? Or did Franny say it, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, here you go. I hate when I can't get it up. I hate when I can't get it up. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
Can I phone a friend?
Yes.
I'm going to go with, because it doesn't sound logical, I'm going to go with Franny.
Oh, and are you right? No, I'm sorry. That one happened to be me. I hate when I can't get it up. Damn it, Rick.
What I'm going to do is get the tickets and sell them for 10 times the value.
Awesome.
Don't put them on StubHub, though, because they'll tax you. Do
Yeah.
it under the table.
Yeah, make sure you do it under the table. Yeah. We try to help you on this show.
Sorry about that, Rick. And next up, let's see, number 3. People jumbled around here, so I believe Mark is up next. Mark, welcome to the Penthouse.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for listening, Mark. Has that been your name your whole life?
Yeah, it has, Greek.
Okay, cool. How long you been listening to Real Radio?
About 13 years.
Oh, wow.
That's
All
pretty right on there.
All
What have you
right.
learned listening to the show?
U2.
Excuse me?
Since you guys went to U2, that's when I started listening about 13 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
went to the U2 show.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mark, let's see if we can get you set up with these tickets. I'm going to read you a quote. You know how this works. You just got to let us know. Greek, Franny, or me, Jimmy. And here is your quote. I go no head. I go no head. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did I, Jimmy, say that?
I'll say Greek.
And I would say, sorry about that. That one was...
You're going a little deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope, not that one. That should be, well, it's Franny. I have the wrong one queued up there. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I would never say that.
Nope.
Nope.
No. All right, I'll get it. Francis, and we'll get the right one there. Here, and all right, here you go.
You're going a little deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go no head.
Oh, wow. There you go. All right.
With all these draws, people are going, poor Matt.
I know. All right, next up, let's see, number 4, we have Mike on the line. Mike, welcome to the Penthouse.
Thanks for having me.
Hey,
All right,
Mike, thanks for listening. How long you been listening to Real Radio?
About 10 years.
Have you learned anything listening to this show?
I've definitely not gotten any smarter.
Oh, Mike. Well, Mike's our winner for today.
Or dumber.
Well, you didn't say that.
All right, Mike, let's see if we can get you set up with a pair of tickets to see Depeche Mode. I'm going to read you a quote. Greek, Franny, or me, all right?
All right.
All right, here is your quote. Here we go. All right, here's a great one. All right, this is awesome. All right. I feel more relaxed when I get a facial. I feel more relaxed when I get a facial. Did Greek say that? Did Franny say that? Or did Jimmy, say that?
I'll bet my face that Greek said it.
Yeah, damn right. Damn right. And this is what it sounded like.
I feel more relaxed.
Yeah.
When I get a facial.
Keep that in mind, AJ. All right, great job, Mike. I'm going to put you on hold. If you would, hang tight for a couple minutes. We're going to go to break here in about a minute or so. And I'm going to get back on the line with you, get some more info from you, and we'll get you set up, all right?
No problem. Thanks.
You a big fan of the Peachy Mode?
Can't wait for the peaches.
Nice. All right, Mike. Hang tight.
Congrats, Mike.
Thank
Nice.
you, Jimmy.
There we
Great
go.
job as always on the Depeche Mode tickets. You're going to have a great time. Tomorrow we got a gift card to New York Prime. So make sure you tune in tomorrow 11:30.
Funny. You can pronounce that one.
Pays my bills.
Exactly. We know when it counts, buddy.
Oh, you know it.
Damn right.
I show up when I have to.
That's what he said.
Oh, my God. You're killing me. I wish I had a he said in my life. It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday.
Speaking of showing up, how about showing up to Conky Joe's this Sunday from 12:30 to 2:30? Because I'm going to be there watching the Bills beat the Dolphins. I'm sorry, I mean watching the Dolphins take on the Bills for another Miller Lite watch party. Now, we're going to have 2-for-1 Miller Lite drafts during all NFL televised games. So it's a great time to grab yourself a couple of beers and watch some football. I'm going to have plenty of Real Radio swag. And we're going to have another chance for you to win a pair of Dolphins tickets when they take on the Giants. So that's going to be a highly sought-after ticket. So come on out. Catch me. I'll be at Conky Joe's, 3945 Indian River Drive in Jensen Beach from 12:30 to 2:30 this Sunday. We'll watch some football and have a couple beers together. Come on out.
That sounds like a great afternoon. Buffalo and Miami, that is probably the biggest game of the week in the NFL. And you guys will be able to hang out with Jimmy and have a good time. It is the Penthouse. We're going to come back with fun facts. If you are curious or you really wanted to know, I'm having roast beef today for lunch. We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Got something to say? Text us at 47142. Start your message with Real Radio. Standard data and message rates apply, and don't text while driving. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
We're accident-free along 95 right now. We do have chunks of tire in the road, West Palm. This is southbound 95 right by Belvedere Road. Turnpike northbound on that exit ramp to Southern Boulevard. You have the traffic lights malfunctioning at this point. So again, that's northbound Turnpike exiting at Southern Boulevard. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Reese Windows and Doors.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word HAPPY right now to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach. Open 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. And this Saturday night, championship fight. Canelo in the house. Make sure you check out the championship fight. Open to 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu. And every day at Monroe's, there's beautiful ladies. So if you want to have a good time and also enjoy football or UFC, but this Saturday night, it's boxing, baby. Canelo's championship fight at Monroe's and Palm Beach. You want to be surrounded by beautiful ladies? That's where they are ringside. Peace.
Hey. You know your sleep does matter, and I bet you know you don't have to decide between staying up late, watching the news, or getting your beauty rest. Fox 29 gives you the news an hour earlier at 10 p.m. so you can do both. On Fox 29 at 10 p.m. news anchor Tanya Rogers. The news never stops, and neither does Fox 29. We've got you covered.
Here's what Floridians are saying about Storm Smart Custom Hurricane Protection.
The shutters were instrumental in protecting our home during Hurricane Ian.
Storm Smart saved me from tremendous damage. You saved our home.
Call 855-61-SMART for your free consultation.
Sick of paying $100 for groceries and getting nothing but eggs, orange juice, and a paper bag? Then download the Drop app. Drop lets you earn points with your everyday shopping and redeem them for gift cards. Want a free dinner with those groceries? Drop it. How about daily lattes? Drop it. So download Drop today and get $5 just for signing up. Use invite code GetDrop777. That's invite code GetDrop777.
This is the lunch rush at your local deli. Orders are flying in. Online, on the phone, and in person.
Order for Nick.
So is it possible that fast internet could help your business outrun the rush? It is with Comcast Business. Up-leveling your speed with gig speed Wi-Fi, powering all your devices, and fast downloads and uploads, powered by the next generation 10G network. With Comcast Business, next level speed isn't just possible, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Plus, ask how to get a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call or go online to learn more. Ends 11/12/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig speed and compatible router.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed. Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Mona Oleski for CBS 12 News. We'll see partly cloudy skies as we move through our Tuesday. Showers and thunderstorms will also be moving across the area for us. We've got lots of moisture out in the atmosphere. Heavy downpours and localized flooding will be our biggest threats for today. Could see some gusty winds as well. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s through the afternoon. More storms do return tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2023.
It's a beautiful day at the grocery store. Uh-oh, looks like there's some spilled tomato sauce. Here comes the slide.
Ooh, that's going to leave a mark, Bob.
Injuries can come out of left field. Call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Visit forthepeople.com or an office near you.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
Because I was thinking deep dish pizza. She recently had some a few weeks ago, and maybe she's been thinking about it. And
I am now.
Pretty safe to say that if you love food, you're always thinking of deep dish pizza.
It's a good point. It is wonderful.
I fantasize about pizza. That's the food.
It really is.
I mean, it is so bad for you. So bad. But it's so tasty. So good.
So bad, so good.
Just helping my dog out, you know.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
I don't know if brown sugar gets stale. I don't know. It might last forever.
It might.
It does.
Oh,
I actually have a new thing that I put my brown sugar in, and there's a little terracotta disc that you soak in water for 15 minutes, and then you keep it in there, and every 3 months you re-soak it, and it keeps your brown sugar moist.
For somebody who loves the simplicities of life, and if you throw anything extra at her, she's like, I ain't doing it. You go a long way for a lot of things.
Man, you and La Loba need to do a baking show.
Baking soothes me.
If I say, hey, Sarah, drop me off at the Burger King, it's 2 blocks from your house. No, that's just messing up my routine. But you'll take a terracotta disc and soak it in some water so you can sit there for 15 minutes, then put it in the brown sugar.
I plan for the soaking day.
I love you.
So your $2 brown sugar can stay alive for 3 years.
That is correct.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. The Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeart radio station.
Listen on your free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. To the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Thank you so much for always tuning into Real Radio. Real talk from here to Brooklyn in the house. Jimmy's here.
Hello and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hey, what's going on?
And now, it is time for some fun facts.
It's Fanny's Fun Facts. Well, I was surprised to see this because I know it happens in February, and I haven't heard any word on whether or not there's any deals coming from the International House of Pancakes, but today is also National Pancake Day.
Today is actually the third pancake day of the year.
There's so
For some
many
reason,
of
there's
them.
3 of them. I don't know why. I was
many?
hoping maybe your fun fact would tell us.
Well, it doesn't.
To make something up.
And that was Franny's fun facts.
Make something up. The Tuesday of the last...
why don't I just look it up?
It's the Tuesday, the last Tuesday in September is a pancake day. There it is. The other 2, they just... whatever, make them up.
They just whatever.
Yeah, who cares?
They just whatever make them up.
Who cares?
Okay,
it's a
whatever.
pancake day. You get pancakes for free today, I bet you some spots.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, but I can't find an answer.
No?
No.
Maybe Wawa? No pancakes.
Joseph's?
Joseph's.
Do you think Joseph's Classic Market has?
Yeah.
Pancakes?
Benihana?
Benihana has it.
No, they would know stuff about hibachi. But psyched you out because I'm not doing fun facts about pancakes.
Oh,
that's out. That was quick.
What a tease. Oh my God! I thought you were bringing that strong and hard.
No, it is not. It is,
flapjacks.
Well, they have so many other days of the year where we get to show them love, and I have not seen a place that is doing free pancakes today. So why am I going to show them any love? But it is National Pancake Day, just so you know. It is also National Chimichanga Day.
Nice.
What
I
does
love
that?
a chimichanga. It's like a fried burrito.
Oh, I was going to say, who is that?
It's so good. It's like wrapped up tortilla. You can put shredded chicken or shredded beef and all the fixings you put in a burrito.
I don't think I've
And then
ever
they
had
fry it, and then they put cheese on top of it and ranchero sauce if you want.
Sold. Sold. Give me 4.
It's so good.
4.
It's National Family Day. Enjoy your family.
Screw that.
It is Love Note Day.
Oh.
Let me start.
Oh, well.
Uh-huh.
It's so big.
Is that how it starts? Oh, man.
That's the first one of the day I got. And I'll take it. I'm proud. Franny, I'll write your lip now.
Oh, thank you.
How you spell your name?
You probably don't know, do you?
Begins with an R.
It's National Dumpling Day. We know how much you like dumplings.
I do like
Jamie.
Oh, wow.
I know you do.
I do. Thank you for caring.
But I'm going to do this one because it's kind of in the family of a
Shouldn't
camel,
care.
and we've had so much camel talk today. It is National Alpaca Day.
Nice. What day? Alpaca?
Alpaca. Yeah. They're so
Nice.
adorable. Yep.
Get a good car there.
I was just going to say, where they sell the cars?
No.
The Ford dealer, right?
Talk about the cute little animals, alpacas.
Oh,
Yes. So alpacas are therapeutic companions, but they say not by nature because if you've seen, some people do have alpacas as a
Support animal?
Yes. Thank you. Somebody made a comment about how you finish my sentences all the time.
All the time. Well, it looks like you're struggling. I want to
At
help you.
47142.
Struggling.
Started off with
Struggling
Real
with
Radio.
your job.
They said, hey, Franny, I find it interesting that Greek can barely finish his own sentences, yet he can complete your sentences for you. That was on the text line at 47142.
But again, I like to give acknowledgement and credit.
And you're welcome. See, there you go.
In recent times, alpacas have emerged as popular therapy animals due to their calming presence and gentle nature. But it should be mentioned, however, that cultivating a bond with humans, like the ones that you see in the viral videos, if you do watch them on internet, they do. They look like they do. They get along with humans very well. But they said that they're naturally prey animals and generally don't like being around humans or other animal species due to their unpredictable nature. They say generally these human-centered alpacas have been bottled-fed since birth and often have bonded to humans as it's part of their herd. So if you decide, like, you see an alpaca and it's not a baby, and you're like, that would be a great pet, don't automatically think you're going to get a bond with it right away. So
Right.
it takes some time. That's not the kind of animal they are.
They're not naturally domesticated.
That's
right?
what they say,
So,
yeah. Seeing alpacas being raised as single pets in urban environments really breaks this person who wrote this my heart. Said adult alpacas can absolutely be gentled over time. Said, but this person said mine were totally feral when I got them. I eventually won them over with treats, consistency, controlling the unpredictable nature of movement, and of course a ton of time. So it does take some time. Don't think like those animals look awesome. I want one. Also with the alpacas, they do state that they are, we know, herbivores, but they primarily graze on mountain forage is what they say in the wild. But they have a sophisticated 3-compartment stomach, which allows them to efficiently extract essential nutrients from the plant-based diet. They're usually foragers. However, in captivity, it's also necessary to supplement a diet for them. And that's why it's another reason to be like, hey, but I know there are alpaca farms out there. This is interesting. They have communal dung piles. So you poop in one place, they're all going to poop on top of it.
Just like humans.
They say they may seem carefree, but they're actually quite organized, especially when it comes to their bathroom habits and social structure. They create a communal dung pile, which is a clever evolutionary product to reduce the spread of parasites and diseases. So they know what they're doing when they do this.
Yep. Keep it in one spot.
Smart animals.
Don't mess up the food supply or water supply. That makes sense.
Don't mess it up. They're also social butterflies. If you're planning to keep alpacas, be prepared to bring home more than one. I recommend at least 3, according to this expert, especially at the start. They said that they need that bond. They said they pair them together. They said that they work out better if they are in a bonded pair, which a lot of animals do. I heard parrots are the same way. What are they, little sugar gliders? They have to feed off of love and bonding with some people.
Ants,
a lot of those, yep.
Bears.
But this is sad. So they said if you have one that's alone, they said they're likely the likelihood of dying of a broken heart actually is something that can happen.
They said it with humans too.
Yep, they thrive off that companionship. So if you do, get more than one.
Yeah, don't be cheap.
Don't be a cheap bastard.
So sexy the way she says it. Don't be a cheap bastard.
That's weird.
Buy 2. You kidding me? Like, you can't get 4 roses. Buy a dozen. Come
And
on.
finally here, alpacas spit, but not at humans.
What?
When threatened or feeling
How do
the
you get
need.
their rent paid?
When threatened or feeling the need to assert dominance within their herd, alpacas resort to this unique mechanism of defense. They spit at each other. They said this behavior is rarely directed at humans, but even so, it's best not to provoke them, especially if their little buddies are close by. They said there's literally no more foul-smelling fluid on this planet than the spit that comes from an alpaca.
Spit on me.
Do you want to know what it?
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, God. Do you want to know what it smells like?
Not really. But go ahead.
Happy lunchtime. They say it's a mix between vomit and wet chicken poop that's steaming in the sun.
That's awesome. Can you get that as an air freshener?
That is a description I've never heard before.
I don't even know what these freaking alpacas look like.
Don't they brush their teeth?
No, they do not brush their teeth.
Oh, maybe they should. Maybe that's the problem.
God, they're spitting on you.
Yeah. And camels do the same thing.
I haven't bumped into many camels in my life.
No?
Not really.
Oh, apparently they
They're
bite
spitters.
too.
Yeah,
Yep.
thank God. I was just going to go to Egypt over the holidays.
Yeah, thank
Now
God.
that's
Don't
grossed out.
Yeah, thank God they bite.
Take a look at their teeth. That doesn't look fun.
What, camels?
Camel's teeth.
Yeah.
Yes, to get bit by one of those suckers, their teeth are massive.
Just like a horse.
Just like a horse.
Meh.
All right, there you go. I'm going to leave you there.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you. 877
That sounded weird.
877-927-6969. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142. Or you can email Jimmy. Jimmy at realradio921.com.
Well, if you're a fan of Tinder, listen up. This might be for you. Or not. Tinder's just announced a new exclusive high-end membership tier they're calling Tinder Select. The only problem with it? Costs $500 a month.
Screw.
Can you imagine that?
That's ridiculous.
For that price, you might expect a personalized experience with a human matchmaker, but no, that's not how it works.
What do you get for $500?
It's still just the normal Tinder algorithm. You just get special access to Tinder's most sought-after profiles so they can enjoy exceptional connections, whatever that means. Basically, what it does is you get a little, it's like a what do they call it with a X now, where you get the check mark, right?
Yeah, like the verification kind of thing. I don't know.
It's basically that type of thing, right? You get a check mark type thing to put on your profile so you stand out to other people, and it allows you to send a DM to that person as long as they have it set to where they can receive a DM.
Do you know what? Because I don't know anything about this. What is the regular price for Tinder per month?
It's
I think
free.
there's some free.
Right?
I think there's different levels.
Yeah.
I do think that there are some that you do have to pay for, but I think initially you can set up a free account.
Yeah, wow. It's what I thought. I didn't
500
realize that it was a pay one.
I don't think it is.
No, 500 is a lot.
That is ridiculous. $6,000 a year? No, thank you.
Well, maybe you try it for a month. If you don't get anything, then you don't.
Still, even for $500 a month, just even try it.
I can't imagine.
No
I mean, if you're going to do that, do a service where you can sit down and get a video profile, that type of thing. Like, you went through Greek, that friend of ours from the show.
A matchmaker.
So, basically, right? And that's why the article started that way. It seems more, so it's like a status thing, really, for some people, right? And if they say if you're interested, well, sorry, it's not quite ready yet, but they are accepting applications soon. They'll be open up to, they say they'll open it up to their most active users on a rollout basis, but they want to keep the number of select users down to like 1% of their total amount of people that are on Tinder. Also, Tinder has supposedly had secret VIP memberships for years, but this is the first time that they've opened it up publicly. Again, I don't know. I'm not a Tinder user, so I'm not sure about that. But
so maybe you spend money and you'll see a celebrity on there that maybe you wouldn't see on a normal basis while you're scrolling through Tinder. Maybe, because I know there have been, like, every now and then we'll see it, and like the news or TMZ or something like that. I think Drew Barrymore was one, for instance, who was on Tinder years ago.
Yeah, she was.
So maybe that's you'll get linked up with kind of celebrities or elite people.
Yeah, she always talks on her show. She has a very hard time meeting guys.
And it may not necessarily be celebrities, but that same type of thing, right? If you've got the quote-unquote check mark, it attracts that type of a person. So
that's expensive, though.
It's very expensive.
That's not even, that's way expensive.
But I'm sure people will do it. You know what I mean? Like everything else. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people have a very hard time with everything in life, but everybody's got the new Apple phone or a new smartphone, stuff like that.
It's a status thing. You know? That's how some people live in certain areas because of status. They drive certain vehicles for status. I mean, they do things just for status, wear certain clothes for status. So, I mean, this is no different.
Yep.
I'm sure people will sign up for it just for that.
That's a lot of money, though, $500. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. If you guys think this is something that would make you interested, let us know. Give us a call. You could also text us at Real Radio 47142, or you can email Jimmy at realradio921. We got an email a little while ago about spending and how Americans are emotional spenders, and how some people, almost 69% of people, can spend money when they're really not sure about it. And almost 40% of people said that it could put them in debt, which is a bad thing. But a lot of people do it every day, and that's why our credit card debt is so high. Obviously, if you're feeling good, but I think if you're feeling maybe down more, you might be like, hey, I'm going to go buy something or try to put a smile on my face. Maybe an article of clothes, maybe something that you wanted, something for your house. Would you think either one of you guys are an emotional spender, where a bad mood or good mood could make you spend money?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's common practice for me, but I've done it.
Sure. Jimmy?
No, I don't spend money to put myself in a better mood.
Yeah.
I don't have the money to do it with.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm saying if you did. You know.
Oh, if I had it, and I wanted to, lift up their spirits. Hey, let's go away for a weekend or something like that. Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have done it. Where you, like you said, you want to lift up your spirits. Maybe.
Call
spend
that
money.
retail therapy.
Yeah,
true. Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do it. Yeah, you shouldn't do it and put yourself in debt because that sucks. But a lot of Americans do it. They said almost 40% of the 70% who do it put themselves to exceed what they can really afford, which is not a good thing because you end up spending more money on it because you're paying interest on it through your credit card, which a lot of people don't realize sometimes. But you are paying interest on most all credit cards, unless you get 0%. I know they're out there, but if you got something on your credit card, you're paying interest probably. 877-927-6969. Another situation that is getting worse is where these thieves just walk in, smash something, and take off. Yesterday on Madison Avenue, an area I'm familiar with, used to have lunch on there a lot of times years ago, 55th Street in Madison Avenue. Guy went to a gallery, smashed a window, and took a painting out and took off. And you're starting to see that more and more, even in high retail stores, which is scary.
Yep, smash and grabs.
Yep, and that is scary because it happens so quick. You see it a lot of times in jewelry stores, and you see these flash mobs walking into stores, high-end, Beverly Hills, and just taking stuff. And, wow, I mean, it happens so quick. There's nothing really they can do, or they really, can even stop. I don't know what could be prevented of it. Maybe some kind of a different kind of glass could be put up there where they can't break. I don't know. But, yeah, it seems to be. And on Madison area, that's a high-end area in New York City. And if it's happening there, it can happen anywhere. The picture he got away with, painting, was $5,000. So I don't know if he did his research on that or not, but that's what they said. But then you got to fence it.
Well, that's the thing. That's what always got me about something like that, like art, like that. I mean, how do you could steal like the most valuable painting in the world, the Mona Lisa? How do you sell it?
Yeah, the black market.
I mean,
it's art.
really,
There's somebody.
Yeah, you got to have connections.
Well, that's a lot of connections, right? Now maybe I'm really going to the extreme when I use that painting, but even a high end painting like this one that was stolen. I mean, that's a pretty niche market, right, for something like that.
Well, a $5,000 painting, I don't think that's a lot because that's what I was thinking to myself. Like, I could see something a couple $100,000 because the guy's committing that kind of a crime for a $5,000 painting.
Well, they steal friggin' bottles of aspirin and resell it. I mean, the value of it doesn't matter. Half the time to these people, they're just trying to get anything.
Remember when Tide was such a big deal?
Yeah.
Laundry detergent selling it in the black market?
I'm sure they have some kind of a market or maybe they know somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, because if you have it, well, what are you doing with it? You're not putting it up in your house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you're not going down to the corner and, hey, Joe, you want a painting?
You might be surprised.
Man, I very well might be. I really could be. I don't know. I don't know that life.
No. People who sell stuff like that. There's always stuff they always used to say, like, fell off a truck. Yeah. Stuff like that.
Now, jewelry, something like that, that's easy.
Yeah. There's always a place, like I said, but you got to know a certain area and you got to know certain people who are willing to put cash out. Something like that, a painting. I mean, you got to have a little like a niche for it. But it's the whole thing about it is that it's scary that somebody could do this in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Not at 3 o'clock in the morning.
It seems like it happens every day. Like every day we read a story that's very similar to something like this happening,
which is sad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it seems like stuff like this never happened before. Could be wrong. Maybe it's reported more, just like I talk about fights at stands.
That's the thing, right?
Yeah. But it seems like it's happening more often, like you said, and they're having more stones. They're just going to do it and just like smashing windows, taking the stuff and taking off.
Hey, it was done at night. It was done in the cover of night. Now they don't worry about it.
No, it's crazy. Because I think some of it is where people just don't get involved anymore and not going to bother you doing anything, so they figure out them to take it. And if you're desperate, you'll do anything. And that's the bad thing about it. So you got to be careful when you're out there. And Madison Avenue is a great area in New York City and high-end with a lot of high-end stores and galleries. So you got to watch stuff like that. And they've talked about, department stores where people walk in, mobs. I can't imagine that you're shopping there and you see a mob walk in and just start stealing stuff off the counters. Yep. They'd be like, what the hell is going on? 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142. And you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com.
A restaurant point-of-sale company released some data on the most popular alcohol by state based on actual orders. You want to hear what some of them are?
Yeah.
For example, Minnesota drinks the most beer at 53%, more than the national average. Kansas, the second, followed by Pennsylvania. So just a couple, right? So for wine, the top 3 states that consume wine are Massachusetts, Florida, and Rhode Island. For hard seltzers, the top 3 are Ohio, Massachusetts, and Illinois. For whiskey, what do you think? What do you think for whiskey? What are the top states that consume whiskey?
I would say someplace cold, but I'm just thinking.
Okay. All 3 are cold areas.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
New York?
Nope.
Ohio?
Minnesota? No, not Minnesota.
Ohio?
Think of the middle because of Kentucky. Actually, Kansas was number 1, Ohio, and Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
For whiskey. Because, obviously, whiskey's very
Bourbon.
popular, in Kentucky, right? For vodka, the top 3 states are Delaware, Rhode Island, and Florida.
Nice.
Nice, huh?
Tito's.
For gin, the top 3 states are New York, Minnesota, and Massachusetts. And they also noted that Texas is the highest consumer of tequila, followed by Georgia, Arizona, and Florida. Thank you, Franny.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
sure
so
you
very
help.
welcome.
Between your
All
home
because
state
of me.
and Florida.
Yep, because I bring that number up.
Rum is most popular in
Florida.
Hawaii, believe it or not.
Really?
I don't think that's too big of a surprise, right? Rum in Hawaii.
Yeah, but you would think Florida too.
Here's the next one. Louisiana was number 2 on that list. Not quite where I would have gone with that, but
I guess they have like the hurricanes and all those mixed drinks got rum in them.
All right. Now, I asked about the state for whiskey, and I'll ask the same, and I only have the top one for brandy. And where would you think?
Ooh,
I would think cold again, someplace cold.
Yep.
I don't know many
Minnesota?
brandy drinkers. Brandy's not very
Close.
Brandy's not very popular. It's not. Wisconsin?
Right. Wisconsin is correct.
Yeah.
Miss
Nice.
Francis, up there, same type of concept with Minnesota. And hard cider is most popular in Vermont. That doesn't surprise me. That's very popular, that type of thing. Followed by Oregon and Washington State. So those were
Find a
some
lot
of
of
your
apples over there. That's why.
How about, do they have anything for champagne?
Champagne was not on the list. It
Okay.
did not show that particular alcohol.
Yeah. I'd be curious with that. What state has the most drinks and most champagne?
Boca.
Oh, probably Boca.
Yeah. See, I would go somewhere like a New York or something like that.
Yeah,
New
you
York
would think.
City, a lot of people popping bottles.
Sure.
California.
California.
Yeah. I mean, it is the Penthouse.
Surprising California wasn't on that list for wine, right? I mean, I know they grow a lot there,
Very true.
but apparently not for consuming.
I mean, it is all wine country.
That's what I
know
thought
it.
when you first said it. I was going to say California.
Yeah.
Not at all. Sometimes the things do shock you, the numbers, with a lot of different things.
Yeah, some are a little surprising. I mean, I'm not there with tequila because Georgia and Florida.
And Texas definitely makes sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It is the Penthouse, and it is a Tuesday. Having a good day. I hope you are too. We'll be back with a trifecta and so much more. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
I would not expect. I always thought the bees would be in like their bee thing, the hive.
The scientific term.
Yeah, their bee thing. The bee thing.
Sabrina, you're talking to the guy that called them NASA people earlier.
They are NASA people.
The news junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
The biggest stars in all of music share this stage at our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Brought to you by Capital One.
Let me hear you.
Foo Fighters,
Fall Out Boy,
Kelly Clarkson,
Kane Brown,
Lil Wayne, Lil Durk, Lenny Kravitz,
Miguel,
Public Enemy,
Cheryl Crow,
Travis Scott,
Tim McGraw,
TLC.
30 Seconds to Mars.
the most massive live music event of the year.
See all the action now at iHeartRadio.com/festival and get ready to relive it with an iHeartRadio Music Festival special.
Streaming on Hulu next month.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
We have no accidents along 95 right now. Boca to Jupiter, we are looking good and right up to speed in West Palm on the Belvedere curve, though. Speaking of Belvedere, we do have chunks of tire in the road still. This is southbound right by Belvedere Road, so heads up for that. I'm Joel Mountain.
This report is sponsored by Boost Infinite.
Hey, if you're thinking of getting the latest iPhone, you need to stop and check out the insane, amazing wireless offer from Boost Infinite. To learn all about it, just pick up your phone, dial pound 250, and say Boost Infinite. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from iHeartMedia.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Hey, it is officially fall, and remember, money does not grow on trees. So give Trajan Wealth a call today to ensure you're making the right financial moves for your future. You got to think about your future every day. And football season comes, you hate when your team fumbles? Well, one thing you can't fumble with is your retirement. Call Trajan Wealth today, 561-390-1000. 561-390-1000. Sit down with them, offices in West Palm Beach, and figure out a plan that can help you reach your retirement and enjoy life. You worked hard your whole life, so when you retire, you should be able to enjoy it. That's the end of the rainbow. That is the goal. Call Trajan Wealth today at 561-390-1000. You do not want to fumble your retirement. These guys will make you hold on to the ball. Trajan Wealth, give them a call today, 561-390-1000. Pace. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
This is the lunch rush at your local deli. Orders are flying in. Online, on the phone, and in person.
Order for Nick.
So is it possible that fast internet could help your business outrun the rush? It is with Comcast Business. Up-leveling your speed with gig speed Wi-Fi, powering all your devices, and fast downloads and uploads, powered by the next generation 10G network. With Comcast Business, next-level speed isn't just possible, it's happening. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Plus, ask how to get a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Call or go online to learn more. Ends 11/12/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Gig Wi-Fi requires gig speed and compatible router.
Football is back. Come on out as we visit Conky Joe's this Sunday for our next Miller Lite Pro Football watch party of the season as Miami takes on Buffalo. Great food and drink specials, including 2 for the price of 1 Miller Lite drafts during all televised pro football games. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Miami home game. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Conky Joe's, 3945 Indian River Drive in Jensen Beach. See you there.
Love the feeling of getting more for less? The Drop app lets you score free gift cards by shopping at brands like Ulta, Adidas, and Sam's Club. What are you waiting for? Download the Drop app and get $5 with invite code GetDrop444.
Hurricane season is still in full effect, so if you aren't prepared, it is never too late, and let StormSmart be the company that will give you peace of mind. Hey, it's Franny. Protect your home or business with the leading hurricane safety products on the market for over 27 years, Stormcatcher Screens. Not only do they protect your home from storms, but they also add curb appeal, shade your home from harsh sunlight, and keep out those pesky bugs. To get your home protected with Stormcatcher Screens or any of StormSmart's hurricane protection solutions, call 855-96-SMART or go to stormsmart.com for your free consultation.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. In the divorce process, this comes down to three key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Miami area attorneys. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Offices in Miami-Dade County and Fort Lauderdale. CordellCordell.com. Lisa Card, just Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. We'll see partly cloudy skies as we move through our Tuesday. Showers and thunderstorms will also be moving across the area for us. We've got lots of moisture out in the atmosphere. Heavy downpours and localized flooding will be our biggest threats for today. Could see some gusty winds as well. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s through the afternoon. More storms do return tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. The holiday season is around the corner, and now is the time to think about hiring. Whether you need extra staff to meet demands or want to earn extra cash, let Express Employment Professionals connect you. Go to ExpressPros.com to find a location near you.
Mine the depths of God's Word and ignite your faith with Pray.com's new podcast, The Heartbeat of Faith, with me, Dr. Andrew Farley.
The beast raged against him, but he was not equal to the Lord of Lords. God's chosen hero, the Messiah, Jesus Christ, had defeated evil once and for all.
Listen to The Heartbeat of Faith on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Brought to you by Dr. Ernest Orfanos, the man that gives the $1 million smile.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
Jimmy, where you were saying, people wear clothes for status, drive cars for status, do this for status, do that for status. Were you secretly pointing at Greek underneath the desk?
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
I am appalled at that. No, he would just say it to me. Unfortunately for myself, I always like nice things. It is The Penthouse. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hello, hello.
And it's time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
WNBA playoffs tonight. Aces and Liberty, two favorites in the second round, are both given 9.5 points, and Blue Horseshoe likes the favorites tonight. So the Aces and Liberty, both teams, I think, will cover tonight, so check them out. Yankees had their last game of the season yesterday, 6-4. They won, playing Arizona. Not a full house, of course. The Yankees are eliminated from the playoffs, but this did help the Marlins, because one of the teams that is in front of the Marlins is the Arizona Diamondbacks. Marlins have this week, and that's it, to make the playoffs. They're playing the Mets and the Pirates, and we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully the Marlins can make the playoffs like the Panthers and the Heat. And last night in Monday Night Football, there were two games. ABC signed up for 9 more weeks. The Bengals beat the Rams 16-13, and the Eagles won 25-11. Patrick Mahomes said after the game on Sunday he did feel pressure by the Swifties to get Kelsey a touchdown pass with Taylor Swift in the house. And that was the big news out of the NFL this week. Unfortunately, it was Taylor Swift at the Chief game, and that was a blowout from the beginning. The Bears got crushed, just like the Dolphins crushed Denver. And a lot of people are all over Sean Payton, because when Sean Payton took the job this year at Denver, he criticized the coach last year and said, this coach is a joke. He one of the worst coaching jobs he ever seen, and now he's 0-3. Sean Payton also said last year Tua should be benched, and he's not ready to be a prime-time starter in the NFL. That's coming back to haunt him, too, because so far Tua's having an MVP season. We'll see what happens with all this stuff. But like Dion says, everybody gets receipts when you say stuff, and it will come back at you in a lot of different ways.
McDaniels was Denver's ball boy, too, years ago when he was an intern or something like that when he's a kid.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Little fun stat. Yeah, they threw that out a couple of times on Sunday's game.
I saw it.
Yeah.
When he was a kid. It's amazing, these guys, like where they start. You know what I mean? Like the history and all of them, like the ball boys and different things like that.
He grew up a Denver fan, He grew up in that area, apparently.
Yeah, and just, years and years of different things. And, a lot of these guys just were like, keeping stats and different stuff. Coach Sposter for the Heat, he started in their video room years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, another one. I mean, but it takes a long time. It's not a process like 2 years, but, obviously you have to know what you're doing, have a history, and want to learn and put in a lot of hours.
Yeah, well, it was for McDaniel. I mean, he's what, 12?
Now?
Looks it.
I was riding Carla about that a little bit this past Sunday, too, because he looks so young. How old is he? Like,
I think he's in
He's
his
gotta be in his, I thought he was in his late 30s.
Late 30s,
Yeah.
He
That's
had
still pretty young, though.
Yeah, it's really young. He had the youngest coach for years was Don Shula when he got hired by the Dolphins.
Mike McDaniel is 40 years old.
Is he really 40? No kidding.
Yeah, an interesting story, a big interview with him. And again, he's getting more notoriety because the Dolphins are doing well.
Sure.
He talked about his alcoholism, which he beat.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
And then he also talked about he bought a watch for $46,000 when he first got the contract with the Dolphins because he said he wanted to buy this watch because he wanted to make sure it worked out because if it doesn't work out, he couldn't pay for the watch. And, his players noticed it right away, and people in interviews noticed it. I noticed it when he had it on. I talked about it a little in the locker room. I said, wow, that's an expensive watch he has on. And then he talked about it. He said, yeah, it was $246,000. I went to a jewelry store when I first got a job and bought it. And he said, I want to make sure this worked out because if it didn't work out, I couldn't pay for it. And I guess his players give him a hard time about it. But that's an expensive watch. I don't care who you are. That's some change.
That's insanely expensive.
Yes. But it's working out for him. So there's a lot of guys that have done crazy stuff. Lenny Dykstra did that years ago with the Mets. He didn't make the team, and he went out and bought a Porsche when he was a rookie. And at that time, in the 80s, whatever it was a lot of money. And
Sure.
He was just a minor leaguer.
Rookie contract, is not much,
He didn't even have a contract. He was trying out for the Mets. He was with the minor league.
I apologize.
Yeah, and then he ended up making it, and it worked out.
Yeah.
But you always
Thank God.
You always hear the stories of people that works out. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there it doesn't work out. So there is a certain term they have for that. They talk about. I'm trying to think what it is off the top of my head. But when you psych yourself up to like do that, to motivate yourself, to be like, hey, I'm going to make it. This is my plan. I only have one plan, and here it is. I can't fail. There's no plan B.
Right.
This is it. This is the only plan I'm going to have, and I'm going to do it. And McDaniel talked about that. He goes, I couldn't have a plan B because I wasn't going to make it. And he was very young to get the coaching job. He came from San Francisco, and actually, about 4 or 5 months before he got hired, Joe on the locker room said, who's going to be the next Dolphin coach, and he was right.
That's right. He did predict it, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he does a lot of research, and he said, this kid is unbelievable, great mind. And he just talked about his life, great interview, and I thought it was good that he showed he gets to work at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is just blows your mind that they're there at 3 in the morning until, all hours of the day. The amount of hours these guys put in. I don't think fans realize it. But they put in, 20-hour days, 18.
I would have thought that, but I just would have thought in a different scenario, like more of a 4 in the morning till midnight type thing, rather than, starting at 2 and, and then ending at 10 at night or something.
Yeah, the guy from ESPN.
Same amount of time. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, the guy from ESPN said it was funny because they live, I guess, close, and they want to do an interview with him. And the same neighborhood.
Right, okay.
So he said, we'll be at my house, like at 2:20. And he was like, 2:20?
2:20.
And
AM?
Yeah. AM? And he said he knocked on the door. Like, he pulled in the driveway. McDaniel came out all dressed. Go, let's go. And they showed him driving to Hard Rock Stadium, pitch black, 2:20. And if you ever see a car out 2:20 in the morning, you're like, these guys aren't going to work. You know what I mean?
They're coming home.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Coming home from the club.
Yeah, that's right. Going home from the strip club.
He's picking a dangerous time to go to work. Because most people are coming home.
Oh, yeah. They showed the whole thing.
True,
Yeah, him
true.
going up to the stadium, the gate going up, nobody there, going in, pulling the lights on. Gruden used to do that all the time, too. Belichick.
Yeah.
Belichick, it was like 5, I remember seeing it, 4:30. Same thing with Gruden, like 4, but like 2:30. I mean, that's That's early. I mean, it's like,
That's getting a head start.
Yeah, you're not catching any traffic. It's like Mark Wahlberg and them. They say they get up 3 in the morning.
Yeah, but he does it to start his day early, like at home, go to the gym, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he gets his workday started later. Like he's going to work.
Yeah,
he's on his way to work.
Yeah, you're right. Mark Wahlberg's walking downstairs. You're right, into his gazillion-dollar house, into his gym. But yeah, no, that's an early day. There's no doubt about it. God bless him. The Dolphins haven't won in a long, long time to the next level. Now we're going to start talking about playoffs. Maybe this is the year. Along with the Heaters and the Panthers, this might be the year for the Miami Dolphins. And obviously, Tua's having a great year so far, so it's good.
Well, again, it's only 3 weeks, and we got to see. But, boy, I tell you what, they have been very impressive for 3 weeks. And, I know that they ended up scoring 70, and that's astronomical, breaking records and everything. The difference that I've seen even up until this week, and you see, and this is usually what separates and what their Achilles has been in the past, when you walk away with 7 instead of 3.
Yeah.
How many times does that make a difference? So you can drive that ball all day long, and if you're coming up with 0 or 3, you're probably going to lose. And they're not. They're coming up with 7 now. They're putting it in the end zone, and boy, you can see the world of difference it's making.
Oh, that's 100% true. That's why when teams play the Chiefs, they say it all the time. We can't get fearless. We're not going to catch up. Yeah. And last night in the game that you brought that up, that happened to Tampa Bay a couple times. The threes. And you need that. It's a great point. We'll see this week. Because things could change. I mean, a week ago, Dallas was one of the best teams in the league, and everybody loved them. They lose one game, and everybody goes, oh, my God, Dallas has got problems. So you never know.
That's the thing, too. Yeah, I mean, Denver isn't great, and so that's, kind of tamper expectations. I understand that, but
70's a ton. I don't care if you're playing Boca High.
Yeah,
that's a lot of points.
Sure.
Especially if you have the under. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. Also, you can text us at Real Radio 47142. Or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com.
So I know that it looks like as of 2024, Pat Sajak is out, Ryan Seacrest is in, and I'm talking about Wheel of Fortune. And we've also been waiting on what's going on with Vanna White. She wanted a raise. So reports are saying she got a 2-year extension with a raise, but we don't know how much yet, unless you guys have read it, because I can't find it anywhere.
I read about a week ago on TMZ, they said that she got a significant raise.
Yes.
Really big.
That's all they're saying.
Yeah.
And no dollar amount.
And that she's coming back.
Yeah, no dollar amount is made. She hadn't had a raise in 18 years. She was making $3 million for the season.
Yeah.
While Pat was making, 15 or something like that?
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't get a raise. 18 years is a long time.
18 years.
Even like 200 a week or something.
But yeah, they're saying, as G-Man mentioned, substantial pay increase. We just don't know yet. And so far, there's really not a lot of popular opinion about Ryan Seacrest taking over Pat Sajak. And it's really funny. Like, he's getting a bunch of crap. But what they're not understanding is Pat Sajak is the one who left. It's not like they're...
Yeah, he's retiring.
He's retiring. And it's not like Ryan Seacrest is like, bye, Pat, I'm taking over and not kicking him out. No, he left. Ryan Seacrest is coming in. And I think he is very capable and able of doing that job. But people are just afraid that he's going to completely change the Wheel of Fortune. And he had an interview recently, and they were talking about it. And he said that he is changing absolutely nothing, is what he says.
I don't think he would have the power to change anything.
Well, I mean, some people do. They go in and they kind of make it their own in a way, put their own spin on it. But he said with this game show, it's such a success and has been for generations. You just don't mess with it. He said you don't mess with it. You just get out of the way, say good evening, and let's play.
And get paid.
And that's it.
He's getting paid pretty money.
And that's it.
He's getting used. And it seems like anything Ryan Seacrest touches works out. Obviously, he's been with iHeart for years. It's done well. He's done everything with the Kardashians, reality shows, the Good Morning America. I mean, everything he's touched. Not Good Morning America, Good Morning with Kathy Lee, whatever the whole name was.
No, Kelly Ripa.
Kelly Ripa, whatever. It's her and her husband there now. He's done everything. I mean, it doesn't seem like anything he does doesn't work out. So I'm sure this is going to work out for him, too.
I know it's on, so it's very difficult for any of us to watch it. But has Drew Carey really done any big changes with The Price is Right that we know?
I don't think so.
And I don't think so either. And that's why, go kind of piggybacking on the idea that, what would he change, And I'm sure he could. He could kind of maybe give it his own little flair. But, I read that same article. He's just going to come in. He's going to talk to the contestants like Pat did and spin the wheel and let's go. What would you like?
I think that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, sure.
Especially if it's been worked for years.
Yeah, you don't have to reinvent the wheel here.
No, I mean, you just go with it. And if he doesn't, then people will say, oh, there'll be people out there who say, oh, he didn't put his spin on it or whatever. So you can't win with people.
Oh, well, yeah, who knows? Maybe
it's the ratings and your boss.
I think he'd get more backlash if he tried to change the way the game operates or anything like that, because most people hate change right that way. So
I think it was important too for them to keep Vanna White, because I think if they didn't keep her, I think people would have looked toward him possibly as the reason why.
That could be.
You never know. They might have been
he would take the blame, regardless of whether he had anything to do with it or not.
Yeah, I think people would be like, oh, you know what? He got all the money, and there was no money for her, and they're going to bring somebody else in. Yep. But I think it's smart that they're doing that, and she's been there forever.
Mm-hmm.
I did read, speaking of Drew Carey and The Price is Right, I did read that after 51 seasons being filmed in that one place, The Price is Right, the CBS is moving. They're
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep. They're leaving what they call the Bob Barker Studios after 51 years. No longer is going to be filmed at the Bob Barker Studios. And this is Television City in Hollywood. So they just recently made this announcement. And Drew Carey said, we've been here for 51 years on this historic stage. I used to tell people there was magic in the wood because of all the good vibes about the studio, all the laughs, all the fun that we've had here. But it looks like that they are moving. He said, blessed to be walking on the same stage as people like Bob Barker and Carol Burnett and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm trying to see whose decision this was, because he's saying, I'm not happy about the decision to move out. But I guess somebody, CBS or whatever, decided it was time for a move.
Probably CBS, the big bosses. They said, hey, we're going to move. Who knows? Maybe chimper rent.
Yeah.
Who knows?
God, he's been doing The Price is Right since 2007.
I know. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, has it?
Oh, my goodness. No.
Wow, that is a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that long either. Don't they have they take that on the road sometimes?
Yeah, but it's never him.
Oh, it's not him?
No.
Okay.
Like they do the Wheel of Fortune on the road too. They do those like where they'll go to the Kravis Center or the Hard Rock or whatever, and they'll
all right.
and they open it up to
No, I know what you
you're
mean, yeah.
playing the game. You can win cars. You can play Plinko. You can do all the stuff that they do. They just have a traveling host.
Right. Okay.
They're not going to have Drew Carey there.
Right.
All right. Yeah, it's good. I'm sure people like it and enjoy it, and they want to consume it because both of those shows have been on for years and years and years.
Super popular.
Yeah.
I grew up on it. I grew up on The Price is Right. It was awesome.
That's my
Loved
favorite.
It.
Always wanted to be on it. My girlfriend, Charlene, if you're listening, hey, what's up? She was on it.
Oh, was she?
And I love watching her clip because she'll post it every now and then. Years ago.
How'd she do?
She made it on there. I want to say that she won. It's been a while. I know that she won to go in as a contestant and play. Like when they do the bidding in the beginning, like when there's the four of them. So she actually got to play the
that's
game.
Cool.
But I don't know if she made it to the showcase. I got to ask her if she made it to the showcase showdown.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's great. She has the clip.
Mm-hmm.
So that's got to be cool when you post that. Do you see that?
Seen some of those old clips though from the early days with Bob Barker.
Yeah.
And just seeing you could win a brand new car. It comes out. It's like a 74 Camaro.
Yeah.
The retail price was $2,600.
Oh my god. Oh god. That would be awesome.
Just seeing stuff like that just blows your mind. I mean, granted, it is almost 50 years ago, but still, it's pretty wild seeing that.
Oh my god, that is unbelievable to see.
Trip to Hawaii, retail price $600.
Oh yeah, it's like when they have tickets that are for sale that were used in ball games. You see the price.
Yeah, like $12 to the original Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I think the Super Bowl was like, I think you're right, $12,
something like that.
Yeah, it was
$8, $10, $12.
Yeah,
something
first
like that.
Super Bowl was $10, and they couldn't give them away.
Yeah,
I think it was $10 or $12. You're right, first Super Bowl, and that was the Packers and Chiefs, and '67. Yeah, that's amazing. And now what they're paying. Crazy when you see stuff like that. But that I never thought of, like the car, $2,600. You're like,
or
wow.
Any of the gifts, but the car is the one that stuck out to me in this one showcase showdown that I watched. I think somebody posted it on Reels or something.
Oh,
it's pretty funny.
The amount of money, how things have changed, it's just crazy. I mean, when you hear about it, my mother was telling me houses that they bought years ago and the amount of money. And I'm like thinking, like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, what you could get a house for $37,000.
I was just telling Franny on the last break, the house that my wife and I bought. All right, it's a spec home, so they were already building it, and so it's basically like buying an already used house. But it just is in the process of being built. and you buy it, and they have a certain price for it.
Okay.
Well, they just put out another list of spec homes that they're building. The same exact floor plan that we bought is $28,000 more.
Same spot?
And this is Port St. Lucie area.
Right.
Right?
You said there was a place close by.
Yeah, pretty close by,
Mhm.
right? So, and this is 3 months, a little less than 3 months later.
Wow, that's good news for
And
you.
that already has gone up 28,000. It's good in one way, right? And
Yeah.
I get the point of that, and it's very nice. And it's just like, where does this stop though?
Yeah.
I mean, I really thought. Maybe not so much in Florida, but I really thought with the interest rates going up for mortgages, that would kind of either tamper some of the pricing. But
I think
it
it's
doesn't
hard.
seem like it. They just can't build them fast enough. We don't have enough housing.
It's crazy because then, like you said, if you're building something or you're having something built, like you said, your situation, and then if you see something lower, that makes you feel bad too.
Well, certainly, right?
Yeah,
if the price went down, then we'd wow, if it went down 28, we'd really kind of feel bad. But
it's you just always feel like
keeping
that.
it about the same price would have been fine too.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Just like my apartment complex, I know somebody new who's going into similar to what I have, and he came back with the price, and I was shocked.
Yeah, that's so much more, I'm sure, for the rent is what your point is.
And I was like, wow. I mean, like you said, and it doesn't go down. You know what I mean? Like when he told me a price, I didn't think it was going to be less, but you're just shocked. But supply and demand.
Yep. And we talk about a lot of people moving, from out of state to Florida, but you're noticing a lot of Florida is pushing up. Miami is Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale is Palm Beach. Palm Beach is heading to St. Lucie because they're like, I can't afford to live here anymore. Let me go here. I can't afford to let me go here. So it's just pushing forward.
Yeah,
and the next stop is Palm Bay. I see a lot of build up in Palm Bay. And again, I'm going by the builder that we chose, and the inventory that they have in Palm Bay is a lot bigger because they've got a lot more homes, but they're putting more homes in up there. So
and it's a shame.
You keep seeing it move further north.
And I have a handful of friends who have moved out of the state, who have lived here almost their whole lives because they just can't afford to do it.
Sucks. It definitely does.
Afford, and it's getting busy. It's getting super busy. People want to get away from the hustle and bustle, and they want to get back to that country living that they were used to. And we see some of our friends going up to Georgia, Tennessee, where it's much slower.
Friends moved to Georgia that I know of. Yeah.
The traffic is long. You see a difference. I do in the morning.
Oh my God!
Over the last 4 or 5 years on 95.
Yeah,
and I've been coming south for maybe 10 years. It is the Penthouse, and it is a Tuesday. Always appreciate you guys tuning in to Real Radio. Don't forget, we are the home of the Gators, and this week the game is at 12 o'clock against Kentucky. SEC Showdown. It's going to be a good game, and the pregame starts at 9. No locker room this week. We will be back the following week. Franny, I know you always have some stories about this great state of ours, Florida. What's on tap?
I do, and unfortunately, this segment doesn't really highlight how fantastic the state is.
Never does.
But we have a criminal who made it very easy for cops to arrest him. Then, why was this guy taunting cops on top of a rescue vehicle? I'll let you know that. And there's a rabid otter in Jupiter. You'll get all those details when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
We'll be your friend. Follow us at Real Radio 92.1 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
If you're getting on 95 right now, West Palm north towards Palm Beach Gardens, nothing to slow you down at this point. Things are running smoothly. Keep in mind, Clematis Street remains shut down for construction between Dixie Highway and Olive Avenue. It's expected to reopen later this week. I'm Joel now.
This report is sponsored by Boost Infinite.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage? Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, open 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. And this Saturday night, championship fight, Canelo in the house. Make sure you check out the championship fight, open to 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu. And every day at Monroe's, there's beautiful ladies. So if you want to have a good time and also enjoy football or UFC, but this Saturday night, it's boxing, baby. Canelo's championship fight at Monroe's and Palm Beach. You want to be surrounded by beautiful ladies? That's where they are ringside. Peace.
Girl, how do you keep getting things for free?
It's the Drop app. You get points for your everyday shopping. I've already earned $100 this month.
Download the Drop app and get $5 with invite code GetDrop333.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Football is back. Come on out as we return to Charlie's this Saturday for our next Coors Light college football watch party of the season as Florida takes on Kentucky. Great food and drink specials, including $10 pitchers and $3 bottles of Coors Light during all live college games. Plenty of real radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to the upcoming Florida-Georgia game in Jacksonville. Kickoff is at noon. Charlie's Neighborhood Bar and Grill, 400 Southeast Parrott Circle in Stewart. See you there.
Listen up. This is so easy. Do you want the most money for your used car? Of course you do. And a hassle-free process? Yeah, that's GiveMeTheVin.com. Give Me The Vin is fast, easy, reliable, and pays top dollar for your car. It's that simple. And Give Me The Vin is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and thousands of online reviews. Get an instant cash offer and the most money for your car right now at GiveMeTheVin.com. America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. In the divorce process, this comes down to 3 key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Miami area attorneys. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Offices in Miami-Dade County and Fort Lauderdale. CordellCordell.com. Lisa Card, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. We'll see partly cloudy skies as we move through our Tuesday. Showers and thunderstorms will also be moving across the area for us. We've got lots of moisture out in the atmosphere. Heavy downpours and localized flooding will be our biggest threats for today. Could see some gusty winds as well. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s through the afternoon. More storms do return tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows fall is the perfect time for outdoor projects. Right now, you can keep your yard looking its best and save. Take care of leaves with leaf blowers starting at just $89.98. Lowe's knows home improvement. While supplies last, see store for details.
This is the iHeartRadio Sports Report.
We had 2 Monday Night Football games last night. In the first, Jalen Hurts threw a touchdown and ran for another, and the Eagles remained undefeated, beating the Buccaneers 25-11. Hurts has 29 rushing touchdowns in his career, the most in NFL history through a player's first 50 games, and Hurts has only played 48. DeAndre Swift had another big game for the Eagles, rushing for 130 yards. In the second game, the Bengals finally got into the win column, squeaking by the Rams 19-16. Jamar Chase had his first big game of the season, catching 12 passes for 141 yards. Since winning the Super Bowl in 2021, the Rams have the worst record in a 20-game span, winning just 6 games since. And in baseball, the race for the AL West continues to stay tight. The Rangers won again, stretching their win streak to 6, and the Astros won as well, hanging on to the wild card and remaining just 2.5 games behind Texas for the division lead. Seattle also remains in the hunt, just 4 games back. I'm Andy West with your iHeartRadio Sports Report.
Need more? Open the free iHeartRadio app for the best sports stations in the country and the most sports podcasts with the biggest personalities in the game on demand.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
If an argument leads to your wife saying, "Do we need couples therapy?" Don't say, "No, only you need therapy."
Oh, my God.
Okay, there you go. A little tippy tip.
Lex and Terry weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. An iHeart radio station. From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeart radio station.
Listen on your free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Always thank you guys to tune in, and hopefully you're impressed with the entertainment and it makes you smile. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hey, what is up?
And it's our last batch of Florida stories.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida?
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Well, let's start with an adorable otter. At least from afar, it looked adorable. This happened right in Jupiter, Florida. Our buddy Kevin texted in, said Center Street, near the Nook, which is a great little place for breakfast if you haven't been there before.
Good to know.
Side note.
Good to know.
Get pancake day.
Yeah. When a guy, he was just hanging out, feeding the ducks, the birds like he normally does, just enjoying his time. This 74-year-old man in Jupiter, Florida. Well, he looks and he's like, doesn't look like a duck. What is that? But he did. He spotted an otter at a nearby pond. So he started backing up a little bit. He was like, never had dealt with one of those before. So he said he was facing the otter when the animal decided that it was going to go after him. So he said he's backing up and he's almost like by a fence and almost is able to shut it. And all of a sudden the animal pounces on him. And as I mentioned, got at him pretty dang good. Bit him over 40 times. They say in the attack, they said attacked him for several minutes. He suffered dozens of wounds on his arms and legs. So the victim told WPTV that he was receiving shots for rabies exposure and was visiting a hand surgeon to see if he suffered any permanent damage. He said his pinky got pretty jacked up. Well, then there was a family that was walking with their baby and a dog, and the same damn otter attacked the dog. So, Animal Care and Control.
Yeah, Denver.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think so.
Plus 49.
They were able to capture the otter, but it looked like residents did because the article that I read before, they said they took a recycle bin and went, whoop, got him.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Was there a guy who did that with an alligator?
With a gator, yeah.
But he put it in a trash bin, right? It wasn't like one of those recycle bins. I thought he put it in like one of the big old trash bins.
Yeah, whatever it was, I do remember the story.
The recycling bins, like where I am, they're pretty much the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
They're those square thing with the lid that comes up.
Okay, yeah. This one is the ones like you see the yellow and the blue ones, just the regular old kind of bin. Doesn't look like a garbage bin. That's what they're saying that they used and just put him underneath it and held him. I could just imagine the otter going crazy in there, especially.
They're not big. It doesn't take a lot to move them.
When they found out that this otter had rabies. Yes. But yeah, so the guy, he's going to be okay. He was taken care of. I have no word. Somebody tell me about this dog. I have no word about the dog.
And I know Donna did text in, and she said that dogs do get rabies vaccinations, but not all people keep up with their vaccinations for their pets. But they do say health officials do want to tell you, like, hey, these are a couple things you should adhere to combat rabies. Keep rabies vaccinations up to date for all your pets. Keep your pets under direct supervision if they do not come in contact. So they do not come in contact with wild animals. I mean, listen, whether it's a bufo frog, an otter, or a gator, you should always have your eyes on your pets, because we got a lot of things in Florida that can go after your animals. And then saying call your local animal control agency to remove any stray animals from your neighborhood. Well, they did. They did have to euthanize that otter because he was rabid. And then next up, and don't do what I was going to do either. Don't try to hug otters, because I probably would have. I'm like, come here.
Oh, you're so cute.
It's coming after me. It's definitely about to hug.
Come here.
Stay away from camels.
Come here.
Camels, too, we learned.
I totally probably would have thought it was coming in to say hi.
Me too. They are cute little son
They
of a
are
guns.
adorable. I go to the Palm Beach Zoo and I can watch them swim all day long. There's a place called Adventures, and it is a petting kind of zoo place out in Boynton West.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
It's Greek's bedroom.
I don't want to go there. No offense.
None taken.
No offense.
No.
I want to go to the place where I could pet sloths and otters, because you can, and they have baby kangaroos.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Snakes.
Oh, my God. This is awesome.
Pythons.
Nope. I don't want, none of those.
Whales.
I like my animals with fur. Next up in here with the Florida.
Not going to touch it.
Okay, don't.
I had roast beef for lunch. Anybody cares?
That sounded weird. There was according to information obtained by an NBC affiliate here, Miramar police said that they conducted a rescue at the intersection of Miramar Parkway and US 441. Well, at some point during the rescue, a guy decided to climb one of the rescue vehicles and decide to do a dance for the police on top of it.
Dancing Harry.
Yes, he was having a good old time. Gosh, I need more details. This story just started an hour ago, but there is video footage of the guy climbing on the ambulance and dancing for the cops. They said he was taunting police and refused to get down.
But he was getting down. He was dancing.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah.
I see what you did there, G. The guy was refusing, and they said that there was at least 10 police officers at the scene. The guy also appeared to be smoking something as well. I wonder what he was smoking. I'm gonna keep my eye on this story, because this one was just released about 30 minutes ago.
There might be more details.
We just got video, because I don't know what he was doing, why he was dancing, why were the rescue efforts, what were you smoking? I have a feeling he did get arrested. He was apprehended, because 10 cops, one guy, probably. And then in the Florida. Speaking of smoking something, this guy was trying to sell stuff that was smoking. So Eric Thomas is not very bright. This 33-year-old in Largo, it's a city in Tampa Bay, G-Man, if you're wondering.
I was.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Up north.
So he called the cops to complain that a customer robbed him.
Who wants to be robbed?
And they were like, what is this guy in a retail store? What is he?
Bicycle shop?
What is he? Yeah, exactly, bicycle shop. No, this guy was selling somebody weed, and
they should have the rights.
Someone stole $10 from him. $10 he called the cops over.
It's not the amount, it's the principle, Francis.
Is that it?
Yes.
There's got to be street walls.
Might have been his first 10 that day.
That's right.
So he did. He called the cops. He's like, listen, I was trying to sell this guy weed. Then he ends up stealing $10 from me.
Sucks.
So while he was reporting the theft, he ended up having, and the cops came over to be like, okay, we'll come on over.
We'll check it out.
Make sure, we'll catch this guy for you.
Can't trust anybody these days.
You
Could you imagine when the cops got the call? They were probably on the other end like, are you kidding
They must
me?
love that. I mean, that is like what they're, they get together in the locker room later that day. So what do you got?
Yeah,
But this guy, not even just that, called him about that. When the cops showed up, he had 11 baggies of pot in his hands. He didn't even try to hide it.
Yeah.
He didn't even try to hide it. They said it was 40 grams of pot that he had when he was arrested.
He wanted to show him I'm the businessman.
And then not just that, this guy is that. Okay, so obviously we know he's not very bright. But then when they went to go search him, they found cocaine in his wallet. They found 2 bags of coke in his wallet, post-arrest search.
What do you get on his SATs?
That's some inventory he's got going there.
I don't even know if he knew how to write his name. So he was charged with a pair of drug felonies, booked into the county jail. They said that this is not his first time. Past year, he's been convicted of marijuana, cocaine, and battery.
Oh, so he knows people in
They said
jail.
in a pending case, he's been accused of possessing 7 Ziploc bags of marijuana. They said that at the time that he got arrested, the reason why is because he was going into court. They said that he emptied his pockets into a clear plastic tray at a court security checkpoint, and that's where all the pot was in. He was like, oh, hold on, I got some pot in here. Let me put it in this tray before
That's
I go
mine.
to court.
Keep your hands off that.
Yeah, don't touch it.
An idiot.
I want to make sure when I come out that it's there.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
I worked hard on this.
Every ounce of it.
That's right. Nice.
So
That
yes.
is good, Jimmy.
Yeah.
That is good.
And that is you're with the Florida.
Great job, Francis. If you ever guys have any stories you want to add to it at that level, let us know. We'll add them on for you every day. We do it twice a day. Francis does a fantastic job, 11:05 and 1:05. You guys give us the stories, and we give them back to you.
Have you seen the crazy new video with Britney Spears yet?
With the knives?
So I just say that because, yes, I'm posting it. RealRadio921.com on the Penthouse blog. It is a new episode of Britney Spears and her twirling crazy dancing. But this time she decides that she's going to bring a pair of knives with her onto the video. So according to her, if you go to her Instagram, which of course I did because that's how I had to get the video, she said, I started playing in the kitchen with knives today. And then she said, don't worry, they are not real knives. Halloween is soon. Now, I don't know if I buy it. What I did not know, if you read into a little bit more detail about this, the reason that it's raising eyebrows, well, because her videos do quite often, is that, she's like clapping them together. She's like rubbing them, doing all this stuff with them as they're watching her dance and twirl around like she normally does. But they're saying that one of the recommendations when her conservatorship came to an end was that knives should be removed from her reach.
Oh, wow.
Which I did not know that.
So that's not good.
I don't know. Because, she's with her concern. She said, don't worry, they're not real knives. Halloween is soon.
Mm-hmm.
But if you missed that.
Next week, her book's coming out, and they're expecting a bombshell for some huge things that are going to be in there. I'm sure that'll be all over the media. And it's a shame because you always worry about, like, her, God forbid, hurting herself or doing something crazy. And I don't think anybody would be surprised. I think her husband, at the time kept her grounded for a while. Now she's on her own. So hopefully she can get the proper help and have the right people around her. Because every day you never know what you're going to see with her. Something crazy.
She is twirling them puppies around.
Yes, she is.
And I don't mean the
nice
boobs.
Those two. But yeah, she loves dancing in just a pair of bikini or underwear bottoms.
Yeah.
Yep.
All the time with or without a top.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, depending on whether or not she puts little stars over them or whatnot. But yeah, she is just spinning around left and right with those things.
Imagine she was your neighbor. You're sitting next to her. You're like, what the hell? Every day it's something different with her.
I don't think she leaves that often unless she's going on vacation or something.
Yeah. She's just crazy, though. She really is. It is the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Colorado ended up getting beat the other day by Oregon. And Keyshawn Johnson is reporting that many coaches got involved with Oregon to try to help them come up with a game plan against Colorado because there are a lot of coaches out there who do not like Dion and all the things that he stands for and things he represents. The Oregon coach before the game said that we're playing for wins and they're playing for clicks. And that came out to be like a famous quote he said. I don't think there was anything really bad that he said about that. He was trying to get his team jacked up to play and to win. And he was saying that obviously Colorado is very much on social media and everything like that. And everything is documented and filmed and all that other stuff. But Keyshawn's saying now that other coaches got involved to try to help them beat Colorado. And they did, 42-6, with different schemes. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just out there. But I don't know, other coaches have their games to worry about. I don't know if they're going to be, hey, let me help you beat Colorado because they were getting so much notoriety and they felt like the rest of the conference wasn't getting any hype and talking about that. They haven't won anything yet. So we'll see what happens.
I do have a couple text messages, and I'm sorry, I'm just pulling up the text line, and it's been a bit, but they are from Rabies to Depeche Mode to they're all over the place. Price is Right, we're talking. And even Seacrest. So we have on here, and I will start from the bottom. Let's see. We were talking about just nudes kind of being out there, photographs earlier on, and that one husband accidentally sent out a nude of his wife to the family.
Newlywed, yeah.
Yep,
but it was just topless. Correct.
Topless, and actually not even front, like you couldn't see anything. So it was sort of like a side shot, but you could see that she wasn't wearing anything on top.
They said what would really make that text super awkward is if your uncle texts you back, nice boobs. Like, yep. That would make it
nice
very
rack.
That'd make it very awkward. Yes, it would. We have on here talking about prices right after 51 years or something like that. They changed the studio. Somebody said, yesterday was the first day in the new studio for the prices, right?
So they've already moved.
Yep,
okay.
it looks like it. So thank you very much for that. Depeche Mode, because we're in Depeche Mode.
Depeche Mode, yeah.
You called it Pesh Mode. Somebody said instead of Depeche Mode, you should try your waffles a la mode. Sound delicious.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
all right.
We'll try that out.
I love this audience. Always helping us out.
And they said the only thing, talking about Seacrest and Wheel of Fortune, how he said he's changing nothing. Why fix it, right, if it ain't broke? The only thing Seacrest has to change is stay friendly. They said, I've noticed over the past years that Sajak has started losing his patience with stupid people, and it's shown quite a few times where he was blasted online and had to apologize.
Oh, really?
We have seen. You haven't?
No, I haven't noticed.
I have heard things and seen things, and people post things on social media saying that he has been a bit snippy and said some rude things to some of the contestants.
On his way out. I've had enough.
I mean, sometimes it happens. Sometimes after a while, you're just like, maybe that's why he's done. He's just, I can't do this anymore.
People are too dumb.
I've seen some that, where people can't solve a puzzle that looks really, really simple. Like it's one letter left and they're not getting it right. But I've never heard where he has had a derogatory remark about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's also what people are perceiving. You know what I'm saying? They might not be.
Oh, no, clearly. I just haven't seen it. That's all. I haven't seen what Franny's talking about. So
I'm saying
I'll
maybe
have to seek that out.
maybe it wasn't mean, and sometimes people think it is.
And that's what he was saying when you did read. I mean, and I would rewatch the videos. And I was like, he doesn't look like that much of a jerk.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of people took it that way. But we do have a very sensitive situation on our hands these days.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, that's my point. Like, he could just say something. Somebody might be like, "Oh, you're being mean or derogatory."
All right.
He might be.
I see your point.
So yeah, you form your opinion on that if you watch the videos. And then Nudity said recently on Marketplace. Do you know what Marketplace is? Facebook Marketplace, stuff like that, where you can sell and buy things. They said a lady was posting an item to sell. She did not notice her reflection from a mirror showed her topless, but she did have panties on.
Did it sell?
I contacted her to see if the item was still for sale, and she abruptly said no. And then hung up. All right. How did she know? I guess she was getting a lot of phone calls saying hello.
It was a mirror. She had it on sale for $100. It sold for $3,000.
Oh, that sucks.
She's
Go figure.
Oh my God! How much is this selling for? This is crazy.
Look at this. I got a bidding war.
I can't believe it. If I knew it was this easy.
And then somebody, because we love them, we've actually had them here, Bush Wildlife, but they said totally off topic. I'm out at the new Bush Wildlife Sanctuary in Jupiter Farms installing the electricity for the pond pumps because I know that they moved. They said this facility is awesome. I believe they opened to the public on October 14th, and I'm very excited about that.
I will. Have you spoken to Amy recently?
I have not recently, but I should reach out to her.
I will reach out to her this afternoon.
Yeah, because she is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I had heard that they moved all of the animals with Greek moving and storage.
Really?
Oh, no kidding.
So obviously they had the professional. They tranquilized them, but they said it was a feat.
All right, guys, come on. We got a big job today. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
Yeah, my girlfriend who's in radio was, part of it. And she was talking with Amy the whole entire time, and they do a lot of work with Greek moving and storage. But yeah, they said that they were the movers that moved all. And I'm talking, like you said, bears and panthers and alligators and all kinds of animals.
Oh, the Greek will move anything. Your check clears, he's taking it.
It is crazy. But yeah, that facility looks amazing. I've just seen some of it online that they posted with Bush Wildlife, but I'm very excited to go see it once it opens up again.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
That is very cool. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. You could also text us, like Franny just read a whole bunch of them. Put in Real Radio, then 47142, or email Jimmy@realradio921.com.
Do you want to have Amy back in here one day and she can bring another owl for you to pet Greek?
I would love it.
I know how much you loved it when we had him in here.
I did.
You did not. You left the studio. You switched places with Jimmy.
I mean, whatever the team needs me to do, I'll do. That's
the kind of giver that you are.
You are team players. You are.
877.
I thought it was a snake that it bothered
Was it the
him.
snake? Oh, I thought it was the owl that got
No,
you.
it was the owl.
It was the owl that got
Was it
you.
really? Oh,
Because the owl just went whoop, whoop a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
FAU owls.
He pulled out a lollipop, and that's when it all goes downhill from there.
Yeah, that's what made me start betting the FAU Owls. Don't forget, WNBA tonight, Liberty and the Aces. Bet them both playing 9.5.
Franny, got any plans for more vacations?
Well, I do actually have one in December. I'm going to work this weekend in Maryland, so I don't call that a vacation because I'm going to be working the whole time.
How about next year, though? Traveling?
Sure, why not? I don't have any trips. I don't have any trips planned yet.
Nothing's planned right now?
Nothing planned yet, but you bet your ass there will be.
Greeky going to Secaucus?
Maybe Secaucus. I mean, I'm thinking about it.
I don't know if Carla and I have it. We don't have any plans as of right now to travel.
You're going
but
to the Bahamas soon, aren't you?
Maybe Thanksgiving
Okay,
weekend.
all
Yeah.
right.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be some travel. So next year, it looks like more people are going to do a little bit more traveling next year. And we keep seeing these numbers go up and up and up. So new survey results indicate that travelers are currently spending more on their trips than ever before and expect their spending to increase even further next year. 4,000 people were asked about their travel spending habits, and the results showed that nearly 90% of travelers are spending more than they normally do. The average trip cost is up 20% from last year. 88% reported that their travel spending increased or stayed about the same from 2022 to 2023. And traveler customers attribute the expected increase on the following factors. Now, one you can kind of predict, which is just the mere fact that everything is more expensive these days. But 35% of travelers who anticipate spending more say it's because they are planning a bucket list trip. 31% attribute it to increase in inflation and rising cost of travel. So, you know, one thing that you would kind of expect, right?
Yep.
19% of travelers are expected to travel to expensive destinations in 2024, which is something different is the point of that stat line. And 15% of travelers are planning to take a longer trip next year. So, you know, again, longer vacation. So that's one of the reasons why some of the expenses are going up. So it's not just inflation. People are spending more money actually on their trips and where they're going to. They're going to more expensive places and staying longer. So we're going to see those numbers keep going up and up and up and up and up.
Well, I think the longer stay is, that's the obvious thing because the more you're there, you're going to spend more money.
Yeah, well, of course, all those, equals it, and I get that. But it just seems like that we just keep right on spending.
Yep, a 3-day
keep
stay.
right on putting it on a credit card.
yeah, people don't care. Just whack it out. I'll worry about it when I get home. I mean, that's what they say. But yeah, people feel like they work all year. They want to enjoy themselves. They want to go on vacation. And they feel like, hey, and they also, I think, they have a desire to get to someplace and see it. I know a girl right now, she's overseeing the Ryder Cup for the golf thing and just really excited. And I believe that's in Paris.
Oh, cool.
And she was talking about it for like a month. And she's just like, I can't wait to go. I want to go see the Ryder Cup. And that's an expensive trip.
Yeah, I have friends who just came back from Paris and they did the World Cup for rugby.
Okay.
And they had been planning this for years and they just came back. But then when they were there, then they stayed 3 weeks.
Wow.
They did that and then they went to Italy and then they went to Greece. And I mean, it just looks like an incredible vacation.
Yeah.
But that was one that they said that they had been saving for a long, long time.
3 weeks is a long time.
I have a girlfriend who's swimming with humpback whales in Tonga right now.
Oh, my God.
I know.
I got a guy who had coffee with 2 bookmakers last night.
Our girlfriend Minerva from Monroe's. But I'm watching her videos and I'm like, God, that is such a cool experience. It was like baby and mama humpback whale swimming right next to her.
That's gotta be absolutely incredible.
Dolphins, like everything. It's just, that's one of those things. It's definitely bucket list. She was the one like, hey, do you want to go with me to Australia next year? And we're going to go swimming with the great white sharks, cage diving. And I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And I was like, well, how much is the trip? She's like, $10,000. I was like, all right, I'll pass.
Check. No.
Do you have anything where I can swim with goldfish?
Yeah.
Bobby County.
I'll just go shark diving in Jupiter again.
10,000. Yeah, no big deal. You put me down. Can I bring somebody in my family too?
Yeah.
And a couple of my coworkers? Give me 4 people. Put me down. Yeah, 10,000 a clip. Not a problem. It is the Penthouse.
Can I bring the dogs?
Yeah. It is the Penthouse on a Fat Tuesday. We're going to come back with a trifecta and so much more. We'll be back. Peace.
Real radio is the News Junkie.
I would not expect. I always thought the bees would be in like their bee thing, the hive.
The scientific term.
Yeah, the bee thing.
Sabrina, you're talking to the guy that called them NASA people earlier.
They are NASA people.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 2 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
You'll find congestion traveling the Turnpike. It is emergency roadwork, Turnpike North on your ramp to Southern Boulevard. Right lane of that off-ramp is closed. 95 looks good. Drive times are up to speed. Make sure you slow down for bicycles on the ride today. That's traffic. I'm Jody Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage.
I'm Jennifer, and I'm an FPL customer. I appreciate that at FPL, they are always teaching me how power works and how you can save money. I can actually have ownership and knowledge over my power bill.
Find more ways to save energy and money at fpl.com/ways to save.
Hey, it's the Greek for Joseph's Classic Market, where all great meals begin. If you're looking to delight your friends and family with delicious foods, then Joseph is the place. Fresh meats, produce, prepared food, catering, bakery, pizza, seafood, it's all under one roof. And 4 great locations: Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach, and Palm Beach Gardens. I don't start any day without going to Joseph Classic Market, where all great meals begin.
Hey, can I let you in on a little secret? Oh, I'm obsessed with the Drop app. Drop makes it so easy to score free gift cards just for doing my everyday shopping at places like Ulta, Sam's Club, and Lyft. So if you're like me and love a good shopping spree, download Drop today and join the secret club of savvy shoppers. And use my code GetDrop999 to get $5. That's invite code GetDrop999.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. If you've been prescribed a medication such as Ozempic, Wegovy, or other similar medications, listen very carefully to this message. These popular weight loss drugs have been linked to severe stomach issues. Do you have or had stomach paralysis, persistent vomiting, or persistent nausea? If so, call Morgan & Morgan today. We're fighting to hold the makers of these drugs accountable. You too may be entitled to compensation. Act now and do not delay. Get America's largest injury law firm fighting for you. Call 800-555-6666. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm with over 800 trial-ready lawyers. We have the size, resources, and experience to help you fight for justice, to move forward with your life. Call 800-555-6666. Do not stop taking a prescribed medication without first consulting a physician.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
It is officially fall, and remember, money does not grow on trees. So give Trajan Wealth a call today to ensure you're making the right financial moves for your future. You got to think about your future every day. And football season comes. You hate when your team fumbles? Well, one thing you can't fumble with is your retirement. Call Trajan Wealth today, 561-390-1000. 561-390-1000. Sit down with them, offices in West Palm Beach, and figure out a plan that can help you reach your retirement and enjoy life. You worked hard your whole life, so when you retire, you should be able to enjoy it. That's the end of the rainbow. That is the goal. Call Trajan Wealth today at 561-390-1000. You do not want to fumble your retirement. These guys will make you hold on to the ball. Trajan Wealth, give them a call today, 561-390-1000. Pace. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In office, West Palm Beach.
Football is back. Come on out as we visit Conky Joe's this Sunday for our next Miller Lite Pro Football watch party of the season as Miami takes on Buffalo. Great food and drink specials, including 2 for the price of 1 Miller Lite drafts during all televised pro football games. Plenty of Real Radio swag and a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Miami home game. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Conky Joe's, 3945 Indian River Drive in Jensen Beach. See you there. The News Junkie is brought to you by Gordon & Partners. ForTheInjured.com, 561-333-3333.
A lot of schools talk about training the cybersecurity workforce of the future, but do they really deliver? My Computer Career has been supplying the IT workforce with thousands of skilled, certified pros for 15 years. Train with the experts in support, networking, or cybersecurity and start your career in months, not years. Upskill even faster. On campus or live online. Qualified students may get financial aid, including the GI Bill. My Computer Career. Accredited, acclaimed, effective. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. In the divorce process, this comes down to 3 key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Miami area attorneys. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Offices in Miami-Dade County and Fort Lauderdale. CordellCordell.com. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
It's game day at Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. We'll see partly cloudy skies as we move through our Tuesday. Showers and thunderstorms will also be moving across the area for us. We've got lots of moisture out in the atmosphere. Heavy downpours and localized flooding will be our biggest threats for today. Could see some gusty winds as well. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s through the afternoon. More storms do return tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Fall into a hiring spree with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Mine the depths of God's Word and ignite your faith with Pray.com's new podcast, The Heartbeat of Faith, with me, Dr. Andrew Farley.
The beast raged against him, but he was not equal to the Lord of Lords. God's chosen hero, the Messiah, Jesus Christ, had defeated evil once and for all.
Listen to The Heartbeat of Faith on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Lex and Terry on Real Radio.
I feel like I walk like Joe Biden now, and I dance like Donald Trump. So I feel like I've got a little bit of Americana in me everywhere I go.
Lex and Terry, weekdays 7 p.m. till midnight on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast, an iHeart radio station. This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, you're back in the Penthouse on a Tuesday. Live talk for you guys all the way to Brooklyn in the house if you have the iHeart app. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hello, happy afternoon.
And it's the last trifecta of the day.
Riders up. It's Creepy Trifecta.
Patrick Mahomes said he did feel some pressure from all the Swifties at the game to get Kelsey the ball and a score, and they did achieve that goal on Sunday. Taylor Swift was at the game. That is the big news. Even if you want to step away from that, you can't because it's coming at you all different ways. She was at the game, sitting in the Chiefs box, and she ended up leaving. Now, Jimmy commented about the suit that he had on, a blue and white denim suit that looked pretty bad, I thought. He did, but I guess, Jimmy, the place that sells that suit sold out. because people are buying it.
Is anybody surprised?
I wouldn't wear that suit if you paid me. I mean, it's unbelievable. That's sold out. It's crazy.
Yes, you would.
Well, maybe if they paid me. I'm sorry, Jimmy. You're right. If they paid me, I would wear that suit. It would have to be a hefty number. Speaking of hefty numbers, Kelsey's jersey, number 87, went up 400% since Sunday. That I don't believe. Like, it just makes no sense. I know the Swifties are out there, and maybe they're not football fans, but, man, they bought his jersey.
That's why I do believe it.
They are now.
They are out there.
Oh, my God.
And they will do anything she does.
Oh, it's crazy. Her movie's coming out next month. It's going to break all kind of records. It was only supposed to be in the U.S., but now it's going all over the world. They're going to release it. So that'll be more money she has. Man, what do you do to take her out? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you think you split the check first night?
First night you out on a date?
Yeah, with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, you think Kelsey's going Dutch, right?
50-50? What are you thinking? You want to split an entree and just get like a small app to start?
I tell you what, I got this. You can Venmo me your half.
Yeah, you can Venmo me your half. That'd be awesome. Yeah, so everything she does or people see her do or fans, they're going to buy. That blue and white suit, Jimmy was one of the first ones that I noticed it. Some of my friends said it too Sunday night, and I was like, man, that's tough. But it's sold out, so it just shows you people will buy anything if it's attached to a star. Yankees played the last home game of the season, thank God, because this year was a disaster. One of the worst years for the Yanks. They did win 6-4. They beat Arizona, and that helped the Marlins because they're still alive for the last playoff spot in the wild card in the National League. They have the Mets this week and Pittsburgh, so we'll see what happens with the Marlins. Will they qualify for the playoffs, which would be interesting. And our Miami Dolphins are one of the only 3 teams undefeated in football, and the other 2 are the Eagles and the Niners. Miami is in Buffalo this week, and they are a 2.5-point underdog. The start of the season, Miami Dolphins were 23 or 25-1 to win the Super Bowl. This morning at Caesars, they are 9-1. So if you like them, you better bet them now, because if they beat Buffalo, that number is going to go down even more.
It's just going to keep going down.
Yep. So the 2 favorites are the Chiefs at 6-1 and the Niners at 6-1. It is early in the season, and anything can happen. Injuries do affect a lot of teams. They already have. Ask the Jets. But we'll see what happens. But this game this week should be a very exciting game. And don't forget, you could hear that on 101.7 on Real Radio. You can hear the Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. And also, Jimmy has a remote this Sunday. You can go hang out with him and watch the game. And as he said, the Bills spanked the Dolphins. Nice. And that is your last trifecta of the day.
Yeah, that Miller Lite watch party, that's going to be at Conky Joe's. That's 3945 Indian River Drive in Jensen Beach. I'm going to be there from 12:30 to 2:30, but that game is going to be on until 4, so don't go anywhere even after that. The Dolphins, of course, are taking on the Bills, so we'll see how that game, that should be an excellent game, so I don't care if you're a Dolphins or a Bills fan. That should be a lot of fun to watch. Now, they're going to have 2-for-1 Miller Lite drafts during all NFL televised games, so grab yourself a couple of beers, drink responsibly, and I'll also have plenty of Real Radio swag, and we'll be giving away a pair of Dolphins tickets for the Giants game when they take them on. I believe that game is on October 8th. So,
is it?
Yeah,
you're right.
So that'll be we'll be giving those away probably around 2:30. It usually ends up being right around halftime of the game, so that works out great. So yeah, again, Miller Lite watch party, Conky Joe's, 3945 Indian River Drive, 12:30 to 2:30. I want to see you there. Come on out. We'll have some fun watching the game together.
Sounds like a good time. So I'm going to get into a conversation, but before that, I don't know if you guys talked about it on Saturday. I wanted to do a bit of an update, because we did mention this late last week about the guy who lied about having cancer to get donations to go into the World Series of Poker.
Yeah, we didn't give an update.
Did you not? Okay, so I did see this yesterday. I actually saw it on one of our local news stations. And yeah, we talked about this. This guy is a total DB. He made up having stage 4 colon cancer in order to raise money for a buy-in to the World Series of Poker. He started a GoFundMe page. Then when people were starting to question him, his name is Rob Mercer. Then where people were starting to question him, he changed it. Well, you know what? It's not colon cancer. What happened was I was just embarrassed. It's actually breast cancer. And then it's like, well, it's not, I don't know if I have breast cancer. I think I have breast cancer.
Like
just a bunch of BS. We heard all kinds of, things about how much that he needed in order to get in and what he made. It was a $10,000 buy-in for the No Limit Hold'em World Championship. So from multiple reports are saying that he received contributions worth $30,000 and $50,000, including a stay at a suite in the Bellagio that the Bellagio donated towards him. Even a fellow player from Arizona who does suffer from or does have cancer donated $2,500 towards him.
Sucks.
So it was just a disgusting situation. Well, this DB is now the king of them because he is saying he is not going to be refunding anyone. He's not refunding anyone for these donations. He's not giving back. And I thought that was something that GoFundMe would kind of take on their own.
Yeah.
Because he believes that he still has what he's calling undiagnosed breast cancer.
Yeah, he's right.
Go to the doctor. If you really believe it, go get a diagnosis. Go get a biopsy. Go figure it out.
He has
I love
nothing.
this. I am not. Yeah. He is saying that he is not going to refund because still in his heart, in his gut, and whatever, he believes he has breast cancer. It's just has not been diagnosed yet.
They should ban him.
They said that he has been more or less banished from the poker community. I don't know if it's banned from any of these major tournaments. But what a dope, right?
That's terrible.
Oh, I agree.
And I wonder if anybody can go after him legally, but I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, my next question was going to be, and I'm not sticking up for this dude in any stretch of the imagination here, but I mean, can anybody just go ahead and set up a GoFundMe? Do you have to have some legitimate sickness or whatever that you put it up there, and you can just put anything up there and even lie, say that you have something, or is that against
GoFundMe has rules? Because I remember when we talked about this, there was something at the end of the article saying that they don't allow that.
But this would happen. I mean, because people can put up anything they want. I don't know if there's anybody checking this stuff, and before they allow you to go up there, like you just said, like, hey, maybe you have to have proof that you are sick or whatever it is.
And that's difficult, right? Because for people that really do have an illness, right, then you don't want to make them jump through too many hoops in order to put something up there. And I get that, especially since a lot of times when people do that, they're doing it on behalf of somebody else, right? You know, like a father does it for their son or, whatever. Right? You get the point. So, but I mean, can GoFundMe stop that money? Can they do something that way? Is there, did this guy already get the money out, which I think we did read, right? He got the money out of there before GoFundMe could do anything about it. So they can't freeze the assets. I mean, what do you do?
And that's even like on GoFundMe right
sue
now.
Him? Did somebody sue him?
I guess, you could, because that's what's going on, right, with all these fundraisers. And they say they receive an overwhelming amount of fundraisers on the site, and they try to make it safe for people and want it to be legitimate. They said as fraudulent fundraisers make up less than 1/10 of all fundraisers on GoFundMe. So that's what they said. So they know that it does happen on the site, because I'm on GoFundMe.com, their safety and fraudulent campaigns. They said it's a rare instance that someone does create a misleading fundraiser with the intention of taking advantage of others' generosity. And when they do, they take swift action to resolve the issue. They say examples could be breaking the law, lying or being misleading about your identity as an organizer or your relationship to the ultimate recipient of the funds, posting misleading statements in the fundraiser story, stuff like that. So I'm just curious, because we have not, and everything that I've read, have not heard anything about GoFundMe and what they're going to do about this situation.
They probably can't do much, because, again, you got to remember this situation with this kid. He got caught. If somebody didn't check on him, the amount could have been even higher and higher, and people would have just kept feeding him money.
And once he gets the money, how do they get it back from him?
Yeah, and that's a shame. I mean, they might have to look into something like that, even if they're saying 1%. 1% is too much of any kind of thing that you're asking for money, and it's not true.
How about laws? Are there can this fall under some sort of law? Fraud?
Because I believe it is, unless he shows cancer diagnosis, then it is, right? Like, you can't be like, I think I have it.
No, but there's some loophole which he's able to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you probably have, and it depends. Every state's different. I mean, that has something to do with it.
I would imagine, right? So that could be a state-by-state issue.
Yeah, but if you see something like that and you want to give somebody a donation, you want to help them, and you do, you know what? And then you find out that it's misleading. Of course, you're going to be upset and mad, and you're going to want your money back. Yeah. And the right thing to do for him, and he's not doing it, is to give the money back. Obviously,
it almost sounds like he's being, kind of taunting about it, like, oh, yeah, I know I got pulled one over on you.
Yeah,
it almost feels that way a little bit, right?
I think you could put up anything for GoFundMe. Wasn't there one a couple years ago we talked about with somebody with macaroni salad or something like that?
That was something different. That was, what's that thing where you try to start up a business?
Okay.
It was,
I can't think of
the concept is sort of the same.
Well, I didn't say it was sickness. I'm just saying, like, you could put up anything. Like, you could say, I lost $5,000 to my bookie this weekend. Will you guys help me pay? And I'm sure people would do it.
I'm sure you can do that as well, but I don't know whether you would put that under that was a something starter fund. The
Kickstarter.
One with Kickstarter with the thing you were talking about.
And that was a lot of
with the
money.
macaroni, right?
Remember it went way
He
high?
raised like $55,000 or something for potato salad.
It's crazy. I mean, I think
and
a
that
lot
was Kickstarter, which a lot of people go to fund businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these things with online and stuff like that, they don't have everything, tighten up. And like you said, you're going to get stories like this.
Well, I say a tenth, right? That they said GoFundMe does realize that, sometimes there is some fraud that gets through there.
That's a lot.
Well, it's like everything else. The intent of GoFundMe was supposed to be for a good thing. And then, of course, as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and more people use it, there's going to be nefarious people out there that put up scams.
Like everything else.
Yeah.
And that's a shame. It really is, especially somebody like this. And even the Bellagio got beat. I mean, because they gave him a free room and everything like that. Now, I wonder if they're ever going to send him an invoice now and say, hey, we gave you a free room for whatever it is, 3-4 days. And then he got into the poker event.
I'd love to know if there's any legal,
ramifications.
Yeah, or something like that can come back
You
on
would
this
hope.
guy, and I just wonder, like you say, the Bellagio, well, they did it as a donation to under false pretense or what, I don't know.
And even the fact that he's admitted to lying about his initial thing, which was stage 4 colon cancer. Like, that's what he started his GoFundMe page on.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, he's definitely a bad person. There's no doubt about it. And he's doesn't care about anybody.
Well, since Franny already brought the show down with this story, I've got another scamming story
Keep it going down the drain.
Yeah, let's just
end it
get
on
right
a
down the
sad,
toilet.
sad note.
Actually, this one I'm doing because I don't know what it is. There's something about this that is really sitting home with me. And then, as a matter of fact, when I get off of work today, I'm going right over to my parents' house, and we're gonna have a little talk about this.
Oh no.
Now, this is something that we've already discussed, so it's nothing new. But obviously, artificial intelligence is going to bring out the scummers in this world. And here's one that we saw it coming. A doctor by the name of Rudolph Cumberbatch got a call from what was supposed to be his son, Eddie. Eddie explained that he was calling from Ohio, that he'd been in a serious car accident, and he immediately needed $18,000. Exactly the scenario that we saw that was going to be coming. Maybe being a little suspicious when he got off the phone, the father ended up calling his son back and then finding out that his son was home in Chicago, no accident, no nothing. Eddie was just fine. A voice scammer had found Eddie's popular TikTok channel, sampled his voice with speech synthesis technology, and impersonated him exactly what we said was going to happen. Cumberbatch's experience is one of many raising concerns, of course, among experts who worry that voice scams could pose an increasing threat to Americans as artificial intelligence continues to evolve and makes it harder to detect what's real and what's not. 7,000 people surveyed, 1 in 4 indicated they had experienced an AI voice scam or knew somebody who had already. The same study reported that 77% of those who received an AI voice call lost money. Now, with that article, somebody put together a what could be a potential scam, right? And this is what it sounded like. They took this guy, he's a news anchor, all right? And then, so in the beginning, it's him doing like a news report or something. And then the second half of it is somebody making an AI phone call saying that he's in trouble and needs money.
Rochelle, whether that is a orchestrated wind-down process or some form of rolling liquidation over the next 15 years, it is very easy to see, at least in my humble view, where this is all going. Hey, Mom, I'm in trouble. I got into a horrible accident on my way to work. I'm a bit banged up. I broke my nose, but the lady driving the other car got hurt really, really bad. I'm here at the police station and I need help. I need you to send me $12,000 or I'm really going to be in trouble. I'll explain more later. Just please get me the money as soon as you can.
Just unbelievable? I mean, it's what gets me too, and I even see it with what do they call that? Like when you put up a TikTok video or a Reels, and it has a synthesized voice. It reads the words right that you type out or something, and how the inflections of words are getting better and better and better to sound just like a human being. Some ways to protect yourself. Have a security word. Consider location tracking devices on your phone. I know that we don't like it in certain situations, but here is something that would be good, because if you've got that between you and your parents or sisters, like you and your sister, Franny, right? And you get a phone call and your sister says, hey, I'm somewhere and I'm in trouble. I need you to send me money right away. You can look on your phone and see, oh, she's not in Ohio. She's at home in Georgia or something, right? You know, just silly example right there. Be aware, of course, of unknown phone numbers are on there as well. But even with that, they're finding ways to mimic
like
that,
right? Yep.
Sure. So, and hang up and call back to those people. But this is one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get together with my parents and we're going to come up with a word. And that means that, anytime, because my parents are in that age bracket where unfortunately they might be able to be scammed easily, and they hear my voice. Yep. My voice is so easy to get. We're, all three of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're all over the internet because of, the radio. You can go right on our podcast, get a sample of our voice, and we can easily be mimicked. And boy, I tell you what, I'd hate to see that happen to my parents, your parents, anybody's parents, because this is just getting too easy for people to do, unfortunately, and that's why I wanted to.
The technology is just going to get better, and like you said, and it's absolutely insane. It really is.
You can hear right there. There is an example of what it could sound like to make it sound so easy that you're mimicking somebody else, and who doesn't want to help their grandchild out that's hurt? Sure. And how easy that is to do. So, please be careful. Come up with a plan so that you don't get taken for your money.
Yeah, be careful out there. Because there are bad people out there every single day. And have an escape word, like you said. For us, it would be piss hands.
Yeah.
So we would do that. So
way to bring the show down, Franny.
Yeah. Yep, you're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you. Great job as always. But remember, if you don't have that kind of money, you tell the guy, too. I'm like, I'm crapped out, dude. I can't send 12 dimes. I can send like
$18,000. I got $18.
Yeah, I can send like $23.
What does that get me?
What do you want? The guy calls back and he's like, all right, I need $23. It is the Penthouse on a Fat Tuesday. Be careful this afternoon. It looks like there's some rain coming in. It's knocking on the door. Jimmy, great job as always.
Come in.
Thank you for everything you do. We appreciate your help and all your efforts every day.
Well, thank you, Greek. Thank you, Franny. It was a pleasure working with both of you as always today. And thank you for listening.
Franny, great job as always. Thanks for your help on the text line and the blog and everything you do. Our hats are off to you. Moi.
Well, moi to you, G-Man. I think that's enough.
That's about right.
That's enough for you. Jimmy, thank you for absolutely everything you do. You do so much here in the Penthouse. And thank you for being part of the Penthouse, for your participation. We always love it. They even gave us a good security word, muskrat. Muskrat, yes.
Nice.
Yes, good security word. Thank you for giving us that example. And G-Man, do you have any parting words?
Just find a nice word that you and somebody in your crew or your significant other can remember, and it could be a word that you can use and maybe help you in one of these bad situations. Maybe use Greek. There's a crazy word you might need.
That sounded weird.
That's your rescue word. Greek. Peace. Nikanis. Talk to you tomorrow, baby. Have a great afternoon. God bless. Peace.
Social media experience that isn't totally toxic. Kind of a weird thing to brag about, but there it is. Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Drive times on our Palm Beach expressways are up to speed. Look out for emergency roadwork. This is Turnpike North on your ramp to Southern Boulevard. Right lane of that off-ramp is blocked. That's traffic. I'm Judy Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Florida Power and Light.
I'm Jennifer, and I'm an FPL customer. I appreciate that at FPL, they are always teaching me how power works and how you can save money. I can actually have ownership and knowledge over my power bill.
Find more ways to save energy and money at fpl.com/ways to save.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's of Palm Beach. Open 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. And this Saturday night, championship fight. Canelo in the house. Make sure you check out the championship fight. Open to 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu. And every day at Monroe's, there's beautiful ladies. So if you want to have a good time and also enjoy football or UFC, but this Saturday night, it's boxing, baby. Canelo's championship fight at Monroe's of Palm Beach. You want to be surrounded by beautiful ladies? That's where they are ringside. Peace.
Sick of paying $100 for groceries and getting nothing but eggs, orange juice, and a paper bag? Then download the Drop app. Drop lets you earn points with your everyday shopping and redeem them for gift cards. Want a free dinner with those groceries? Drop it. How about daily lattes? Drop it. So download Drop today and get $5 just for signing up. Use invite code GETDROP777. That's